Welcome to the exam series of AFCAT, that is Air Force Common Admission Test. This Air Force Common Admission Test, usually called as AFCAT or AFCAT, contains 100 questions. In these 100 questions, there are different sections in which these 100 sections are divided. The first section is, one of the section is general knowledge, that is the GK. Another section is the aptitude section. This aptitude section basically contains the questions on quant. When quant means general mathematics questions. And another section of this aptitude section is the logical reasoning, section. Okay, so these are the two subsection of the aptitude section itself. And the last section is the section of English, or let me say the verbal part or the English grammar. Okay, so these three sections the AFCAT test is divided on. Now let us begin with the questions itself. So the first question is, when was Indian National Congress found? So the right answer of this question is, it was founded in 28 December 1885. That is the right answer. Indian National Congress is also termed as INC. It is the oldest political party in the Indian context, and the party was formed by the members of elite class such as Sir A.O. Hume. The name of the founder is Sir A.O. Hume. The full form is Allen Octavian Hume. The full form of this A.O. Hume is Allen Octavian Hume. He was one of the founder and the main founder. Another founder were Dadabhai Nehruji. And another founder of Indian National Congress was Mr. Dinshaw Waka. Okay, so these were the three founders, Sir A.O. Hume, Dadabhai Nehruji, and Dinshaw Waka. So let us go to the next section now. Next question. So the question is, Pugliest or the Pugliest is a term used for player of a game. Identify the game. So this particular term is used for the game in boxing, and it is a fancy word. Pugliest is a fancy word in terms of boxing, and this is term for Pugliest is term for a boxer, and the boxer who indulges in the noble art of pugilism. And the specialty of this boxer should be that he should be fighting with a fist. If a boxer fighting with a fist, then he will be termed as the pugliest in the game of boxing. So that is the right answer. Next question. So the next question is, Theyam or Deyam is a tradition of which state? So the right answer of this question is Kerala. The right answer of this question is Kerala. Theyam is a famous ritual art form originated in North Kerala specifically. It has been originated in North Kerala, and this particular ritual art form compasses of dance, it compasses of me, it also encompasses the music. So these three things are incorporated in the Thayam. Now, it exalts the belief of the ancient tribals who gave a lot of importance to worship of heroes. This Thayam art or the ritual art is specifically done for the worship of their heroes, or it is also done for the worship of the spirits of their ancestors. Okay, that is what is the art of Thayam in Kerala famous for. Let us go to the next question. The next question is, how many hurdles are there in a 400-meter race? So the right answer for this question is, there are 10 hurdles in a 400-meter race. An athlete runs around 400-meter track. And which has got 10 evenly spaced. The hurdles are always evenly spaced, and they start from blocks placed in staggered position and run in lanes. All the racers are supposed to be running in the particular lanes defined to them. So let us move to the next question now. The next question is, in which 2 years were Asian Games held in India? Which 2 years the Asian Games were held in India? And the right answer is A, that is 1951, 1982. The Asian Games are basically the society that is responsible for conducting the Asian Games is OCA. The full form is Olympics, or rather Olympic Council of Asia. This is the governing body responsible for conducting these Asian Olympics, and this has been organized since the year 1982, the Asian Olympic Games, and they are conducted in a span of, or rather in a drop of, every 4 years. After every 4 year they are conducted, and 2023, which is the current year, they're going to have their 19th edition. They're going to have the Asian Games is going to have their 19th edition, and this time around the host of the Asian Games is China. So let us move to the next question now. Now the question is, who won 4 back-to-back titles in badminton? And the right answer of this question is Kidambi Srikanth, or the K Srikanth. The full name of this player is Srikanth Kidambi. This is the full name of the badminton player. He's a famous Indian badminton player, and he had owned a former number one title, and he was also awarded with the Padma Shri. He was also awarded in by Padma Shri award, and also he was awarded Arjuna award given by Indian government in the year 2015, and he is also having the title of first Indian to reach World Cup final in men's single. First Indian to reach World Cup final in men's Indian. First Indian. Okay. So let us move to the next question now. When was modern Olympics started? This is the question. So the right answer of this question is 6th April 1896. This is the right answer. This is when the modern Olympics started. So modern Olympics, modern Olympic, or we can also call it loosely as modern Olympics. Okay, they have been that has been an international sport event, and this is organized in 2 editions every 4 year. One is in summer and one is in winter. It's organized after every 4 years. After every 4 years, the Olympics are organized. The very first Olympic that was organized in 1896 was in Athens. The name of the place was Athens, and this is first winner in any sport gets a gold medal. Second winner in any participating sport gets a silver medal, and the third title is given as a bronze medal. Okay, so let us move to the next question. The next question is, how many countries are there in Asia? So basically, the right answer is there are 48 countries. D, that is the right answer. There are 48 countries in Asia. And if you want to name them, the countries are Russia. This is one. Then the country is Kazakhstan. That is another one. Then there is Turkey. Okay. Asia is subdivided into 48 countries. Three of them are Russia, Kazakhstan, and Turkey, having part of their land in Europe. They have part of their land in Europe. Asia has extremely diverse climates and geographic features. Climates range from Arctic and subarctic in Siberia to tropical in southern India and southern Asia also. Okay. So let us move to the next question now. Next question is, okay, what is the name of first artificial satellite of USA? And the right answer is Explorer 1. That is the right answer. First artificial satellite of USA was Explorer 1, and it was the first successful US satellite. Okay, so the name of the country who launched this was United States Satellite Explorer 1, and it was launched into Earth orbit by the Army. It was launched by Army. That is, US Army launched it, and the date was when it was launched. The date was 31st of January 1958. This was the date when the first artificial satellite was launched by USA, and the venue where this was launched was Cape Canaveral, and the place was Florida. Place was Florida, and this was launched 4 years after. This was launched 4 years after the Russia orbited Sputnik. This was the name of their satellite. This was the 4 years after when the US Army launched their artificial intelligence satellite, that is Explorer 1. Okay, let us move to the next question now. Question number 10. How many states does Tropic of Cancer passes through? So the right answer is the Tropic of Cancer passes through 8 states. So that is the right answer. Tropic of Cancer passes through 8 states in India, and the name of the states are, the first one is Rajasthan, another one is Gujarat, next one is Madhya Pradesh, MP, next one is Chhattisgarh, next one is Jharkhand, next one is West Bengal, and the last one is Tripura and also Mizoram. So these are the 8 states from where Tropic of Cancer in India passes through. Okay, so the next one, let us go to the next one now. The question is, who is the author of India Divided? Okay, so the answer is Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was Dr. Rajendra Prasad also was the first president of independent India. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first president of India, or the independent India rather, of India, and he had got his tenure started in 1950, and his tenure ended in 1962. That is, the tenure was of 12 years. Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 12. Speed of wind is measured by, and the right answer is speed of wind is measured by anemometer. That is the right answer. Okay, the speed of that wind can be measured using a tool called an anemometer. An anemometer looks like a weather vane. It looks like a weather vane. But instead of measuring which direction the wind is blowing with pointer, it has 4 cups. It contains 4 cups, so that it can more accurately measure wind speed, more accurately measure the wind speed. Okay, let us move to the next question now. Question number 13. The question is, which Indian made the national record in long jump? Which Indian made the national record in long jump? And the right answer is Ankit Sharma. Okay, Ankit Sharma, who was born on 20th July 1992. He is an Indian athlete, and who competes in the long jump event. He holds the long jump national record of 8.19 meters. 8.19 meters of long jump record, and this record was set on June 2016. This record was set on June 2016 at the G. Kosanov Memorial Meet in Almaty, Kazakhstan. The name of the place is G. Kosanov Memorial G. Kosanov Memorial Meet in Almaty, Kazakhstan. Okay, this was the meet. Okay, let us move to the next question now. The question says, where is NATO's headquarters located? So NATO's headquarters is located. The right answer is Brussels, Belgium. The right answer is Brussels, Belgium. Okay. NATO, the full form of NATO is North Atlantic. Full form of NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Treaty Organization. That is the full form of NATO. And this was an alliance. This was an alliance with the aim of preserving a free, integrated, and democratic Europe. Okay, it was formed to create a democratic and independent Europe, and it was created by US, Canada, and a group of 10 European countries, and plus the group of 10 European countries, 10 European countries in the year 1949. So this is the summary of NATO. Okay, next question. The next question is, Tashkent Agreement was signed by. Tashkent Agreement was signed by whom? Basically, the Tashkent Agreement was signed by, the right answer is Lal Bahadur Shastri and Ayub Khan. Tashkent Agreement, which was signed by Lal Bahadur Shastri and Ayub Khan, was signed on 10th of January 1966. This was the date when the Tashkent Agreement was signed, and it was Tashkent Agreement accorded signed by India's Prime Minister. Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Indian Prime Minister at that time. He was the Indian Prime Minister at that time, and Pakistan's President Ayub Khan. Ayub Khan was the Pakistan's president. And unfortunately, the very next day of signing this agreement, our Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri died. Okay, so let us go to the next question now. Yes, the next question is, who has written Panchatantra? Okay, Panchatantra is written by whom? So the right answer is Panchatantra has been written by Vishnu Sharma. Okay, it has to be Vishnu Sharma. Vishnu Sharma. Okay, Vishnu Sharma was an Indian scholar. He was an Indian scholar and author who is believed to have written the Panchatantra collection of fables, or fables rather, collection of fables. The exact period of the composition of the Panchatantra is uncertain. That is not unknown. Exact period is not known. Exact period is unknown, but it may vary, and it estimates to be 1200 BCE to 300 CE. It has been found. It has been written in the era of 1200 BCE to 300 CE somewhere. And some scholars also place him in 3rd century BCE. Some scholars claim that this has been found in 3rd century BCE. This was Panchatantra. Okay. Next question. Ruder Cup is associated with which sport? And the right answer is, it is associated with men's golf. Okay. Ruder Cup or Ryder Cup. Okay. Ruder Cup or Ryder Cup is a biennial men's golf competition between teams from Europe and US. This is a competition between the teams from Europe and United States. The competition is contested every 2 years. It is contested every 2 years, with the venue alternating between courses in the United States and Europe. The Ryder Cup is named after the English businessman. This has been named after the English businessman. The name of the businessman was Samuel Ryder, who donated the trophy. Okay, let's have the next question. Question number 18. The question is, Sajal project is on the river. That is Salal project is on which of the river? That is the question. And the right answer is Chenab. Okay. Salal Dam, also known as Salal Hydroelectric Power Station. Salal Dam or Salal Hydroelectric Power Station is a run-of-the-river power project on the Chenab River in the Riasi district. The name of the district is Riasi district, and the name of the state is Jammu and Kashmir. Riasi district of J&K, there where the Salal project is located on the river Chenab. Next question. 19. In which city was the first British factory established in India? So the right answer is, the first British factory was established in Machilipatnam. That is the right answer, Machilipatnam. During this time, the ships belonging to the company arriving in India docked at Surat. At this time, the ship used to dock at Surat, that is presently in Gujarat, which was established as a trade transit point in 1608. It was established as a trade point in 1608 year. In the next 2 years, the company established the first factory in South India in the town of Machilipatnam only on the Coromandel coast of the Bay of the Bengal. The first factory was made at Coromandalam or Coromandel coast of the Bay of Bengal. Okay, let us have the next question. Question number 20. The question is, in which year was the first FIFA World Cup held? So the right answer is, the first FIFA World Cup was held in the year 1930. Okay, 1930 FIFA World Cup was the inaugural FIFA World Cup, the World Championship for Men's National Association football team. It took place in Uruguay. The first was taken place in Uruguay, that is the country, and the date was 13 to 30th July. 13 to 30th July 1930. This is when the first FIFA World Cup was held. Uruguay, 13 to 30th July 1930. That is the date. Okay. Let's have the next question. Guwahati is on the bank of which river? That is the next question. So Guwahati lies between the banks of the Brahmaputra river. That is the right answer. Lies on the banks of the Brahmaputra river and the foothills of the Shillong Plateau. It also lies on the foothills of Shillong Plateau. So that is the right answer. Let us have the next question. Okay, the next question is, who was the Governor General of India during formation of Indian National Congress? And the right answer is Lord Dufferin. Right answer is Lord Dufferin. Lord Dufferin, who lived from 1826 to 1902, was the Governor General and Viceroy of India. He was holding both the post, Governor General, also the Viceroy of India. And the tenure of his work was from 1884 to 1888. 1884 to 1888. This was his work tenure, and he had succeeded. Whom he has succeeded? He has succeeded Lord Ripon. The name of the viceroy earlier to him was Lord Ripon. This is whom he had succeeded, and as one of the most successful diplomats of his times. Okay, next question. The next question is, who is the author of Sleeping of Jupiter? Who is the author of Sleeping of Jupiter? And the right answer is Anuradha Roy. Okay, so Sleeping of Jupiter was a novel and was written by Anuradha Roy, and it was published in 2015. Genre of this particular novel was literary fiction. The genre of this novel was literary fiction. This was the genre. This particular novel won in 2016 DSC prize. This was a prize given by South Asian Literature Association. This was a prize given by South Asian Literature. Okay. Next question. Next question is, find the odd one out. So if you read the word, the first is Plasi, then is Sarnath, Haldigati, and Panipat. So clearly, Plasi, Haldigati, your Plasi, and Panipat, all of them have been the battlefields except for Sarnath. So the right answer is Sarnath. Sarnath is a place where it is a place of knowledge. And Plassey, if we talk about Plassey, then Plassey was a battlefield, and there was a battle held between British Council of India that is British Council of India, or let's say East India Company. East India Company. There was a battle held between East India Company, and it was commanded by Lord Robert Clive. It was commanded by Robert Clive, and it was the battle was against. Battle of Plassey was against the Nawab of West Bengal, that is Sirajuddaulah. Sirajuddaulah. He was the Nawab of West Bengal. This Battle of Plassey was held between Sirajuddaulah Nawab, that is the Nawab of West Bengal, and East India Company. Then you have Haldi Ghati, and there was a battle held at Haldi Ghati between Maharana Pratap versus the Mughal Emperor, or the Mughal Empire. And at that time, when Maharana Pratap fought a battle with Mughal Empire, that time the commander of Mughal Empire was Man Singh first. The commander of Mughal Empire was Man Singh first. Okay. Then we have Panipat. There were three battles held at Panipat, again between Indian kings and Mughal and Afghan kings. And there were three battles held. One was held, the earliest one was held at 1526. The next one was held at 1556. And then the last one was held in 1761. These are the three battles that are held in Panipat. So the right answer again remains Sarnath, which is not a battlefield. Next question. Next question is, in 1954, which French settlement joined to India? Question is, in 1954, which French settlement joined to India? And the right answer is Pondicherry. And on November 1, 1954, the date is November 1, 1954, the four enclaves of Pondicherry, Yanam, Mahe, and Karikal were de facto transferred to the Indian Union and became the Union Territory of Puducherry. The de jure union of French India with India did not take place until 1962, when the French Parliament in Paris ratified the treaty with India. So this is the history of French settlements and history of Puducherry. Earlier, later the name of Pondicherry was written as and understood as Puducherry. Okay. So the question says the sum of two numbers is 36 and their HCF and LCM are 3 and 105 respectively. The sum of reciprocals of two numbers is. Okay, so as it is clearly mentioned, the sum is 36. So first thing that we'll be doing is let the numbers be A and B. Okay, now he's asking for the sum of two numbers is 36 and their LCM and HCF are this and this. Sum of reciprocals of two numbers. So we need to do the reciprocal and then we need to add them. If we reciprocate, it is going to be 1 upon A and 1 upon B, and he's asking for the sum of reciprocals. So we need to add the reciprocals. Okay, now if we do it further, we're going to reach to LCM being AB, and in the numerator we will be receiving A plus B. So it's ultimately A plus B by AB. We have to find solution of A plus B by AB. Here A plus B is simply the sum of two numbers, which is already given as 36. So we can just quickly write it is 36 in the numerator side divided by, then there is AB, which is the product. Okay, now I need to find out the product. So there's a formula which can be brought in the scene. The formula says HCF into LCM of any two numbers is actually equal to the product of two numbers. Okay, product of the two numbers. This is the formula which you can make use of. HCF into LCM of two numbers is equal to product of the two numbers. So if you use this, then you can find out the product of our number A and B, that is HCF into LCM, and HCF is 36 and LCM is 105 as already given. So we can use this HCF into LCM to the denominator side here, that is 36 multiplied by 105. Sorry, 3 multiplied by 105. Just let us correct this. It's going to be 3 multiplied by 105. Now, if I cut the numbers, so we can easily cut as 12, and then we can cut from 3 again. So it's going to be 4, and it is going to be 3 3 is 9, 1 and 35. So it is coming out to be 4 by 35 at the very end. So the sum of reciprocals of the two numbers is 4 by 35. So our this option is right. Option number C is the right answer. Now, the question is, a teacher wants to arrange his students in equal number of rows and columns. If there are 1, 3, 6, 9 students, the number of students in the last row are. Okay. So if something is to be arranged into rows and column, then see this is how the column go, and this is how the rows go. Okay. And the joining part of them are the people who are standing there. So we can always see that if the rows and columns are equal in number, then the total number of students or total number of any people sitting there can just be equal to number of rows into number of columns. Okay. So if the rows and columns are equal, you can simply write the total number of students 1369 can be find out by multiplying number of rows into number of columns. Okay. For example, if I have 4 number of rows and if I have similar 4 number of columns, then the number of people standing in the rows and columns will be simply 4 into 4, that is 16. So the same thing goes on here. Rows into column has to be 1369. As he says rows and column are equal, so we can just quickly write, let me say the both of them are x only. Let the r equal to column equal to x only. Then we can simply write 1369 is going to be x square. So the value of x is root 1369, and the root 1369 as we can find out is 37. So the right answer of this question is 37, and the number of students in the last row are also 37 because each number of rows has equal number of columns. So the last row will have the equal number of students as well. That is going to be 37. That is the right answer. Okay. Now he says a farmer divides his herd of n cows among his 4 sons so that the first son gets 1/2. This is important. The second one gets 1/4. That is another fraction. The third son gets 1/5. And the fourth son gets 7 cows. Okay. So the value of n is, so we can say that n has been distributed in multiple parts. One is the half part, another one is the 1/4 part, another one is the 1/5 part, and the last is not given in terms of fraction, but rather given the complete number as 7. So what we can do is the total number of cows is actually equal to, first half is n by 2, that is 1/2. Second half is 1/4, so that is n by 4. Third half is 1/5. So we can write n by 5. Okay. And the last one he says is remaining, the fourth son has got 7 cows. So it is 7. So this is what the first son has got. This is what the second son has got. This is what the third son has got. And this is what the fourth son has got. And obviously the sum of the cows that all son have got should be the total number of cows available. That is n. So this is our equation, and we can solve this. N equal to, if you take the LCM of 2, 4 and 5 is obviously 20. Okay, so we can formulate all the time 2, 10. So it is going to be 10n, and it is going to be 5n. It is going to be 4n. It is going to be, now there is a 1 there, so it is going to be 20 into 7. That is your 140 here. Okay, so it's going to be 20n is equal to 10 plus 5, 15 plus 4, 19. So it's going to be 19n plus 140. If I further solve this, n is equal to 140. Okay, so the total number of cows available were 140, and my right answer is option D, that is 140. Okay, let us go to the next question. Okay, now there's a question available. He's saying if 2x minus 1 upon 2x values is 6, then find out the value of x square plus 1 upon 16x square. For these type of question, we need to manipulate the expression a little bit, then we need to use the formula, because it is very difficult to find out using that. We supposed to try to find out x first, and then we try to put the value of x in this equation. This is going to be difficult. So what we're going to do is, we will okay, so the question says 2x minus 1 upon 2x is equal to 6. Then find out the value of x square plus 1 upon 16 x square. Now, here what we can do is, if we try to just do the whole square of this thing, Okay, if we try to do the whole square of this thing, that what it will give us, it will start becoming like a square minus b, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So it will become 4x square, and it will become 1 upon 4x square, which is not what we are supposed to find out. We are supposed to find out x square. So we cannot leave the 2x like that. So what we can do is, in the expression 2x minus 1 upon 2x is equal to 6, but to make it look like x square plus 1 upon 16 x square, I need to eliminate this 2 from here. So for that purpose, what I do is, I divide the whole expression. I divide this whole expression on both the side by 2. Okay, divide the whole expression by 2 on both sides. Okay, on both sides. Now what will it give us? If I do this, this is going to be x minus 1 upon 4x is equal to 3. Now if I do the perfect square on both sides, if I do the perfect square on both sides, then how it will become? This will be x square plus 1 upon 16x square minus 2 into 1 upon 4x into x. I have used a square plus b square minus 2ab. That is the formula for a minus b whole square. And on the right hand side, I received 9. Now, I wanted x square plus 1 upon x square. That is already started coming here. So now if I solve this, this 2 cuts this 4 by 2, and this x and x are gone. So I am left out with x square plus 1 upon 16x square minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 9. So it can give us x square plus 1 upon 16x square value is 9 plus 1 by 2. If I solve this, this is going to be your 19 by 2. Okay, so the right answer for this question is option A, 19 by 2. Okay. So let us have the next question. What he says, on a journey across Kolkata, a taxi averages 15 km per hour, that is the speed, for 50% of the journey, that is half the journey. It speeds 40 km per hour for 40% of the journey, and it has a speed of 20 km per hour for the remaining part of the journey. So he's asking for the average speed in kilometer per hour for the whole journey. Okay, see, the average speed in any situation, every speed in any situation is always going to be, as we know, speed is equal to distance upon time. So average speed will always be going to total distance covered divided by total time taken. It will always be total distance covered divided by total time taken. Now I need to first of all know what is the total distance, and then I need to know total time, and then I can divide and find out the average speed. Now what should I do? There is no distance value given here. So let me say the total distances. Let's say the total distances is equal to d kilometer. Okay, this is the total distance that I have assumed. Now then let's go on to the question. Now the total distance is already d. The next thing I need to know is total time. So I'll be finding out the time in terms of the d itself. Okay, as you know, speed is equal to distance over time. So we can say that time is equal to distance over speed. This can be done from this formula itself. So I need to know time in terms of distance over speed. How can I do that? The first part is 50 km per hour for 50% of the journey. 50% is nothing but half part. So I can simply write d by 2. That is the first part. And this is the distance. I need to know distance over speed. So speed was how much? Speed was 50 km per hour. So I can just simply multiply 50 here. Now what this term has given me? 50 km per hour for half the journey, the time taken. So time taken is d by 2 into 50. Similarly, there is some more journey of 40% of the total distance covered with the speed of 40 km per hour. So if it is 40%, see, 40% of any number, let us say this like this, 40% of any number is 40x over 100. If I cut this, this becomes 2 by 5. So 40% of any number is actually 2/5 of that number. So I can use it directly here. So the distance covered is 2 by 5 of the distance, 2d by 5. And the speed taken is 40. So I need to multiply the speed in the denominator side. So this particular term is calculating the time for the next section of the journey, the last one. And it has taken 20 km per hour for the remaining. Okay, now I need to know how much is the remaining part. See, the 50% part is done, 40% part is done. So 50 plus 40 is giving me 90. So 90% of the journey is completed. So how much journey would have been left? The journey left would have been 10%. So 10% I can simply write as d by 10. 10% is nothing but 1/10 of anything. So d by 10 is the next journey part, and it has been covered in how much time? Sorry, how much speed it has covered with? It has been covered with a speed of 20 kilometer per hour. So I need to just multiply a 20 here. Now this is the complete time that I have calculated. Okay, I need to solve this equation quickly. See, this is 100, this is 200, and this is again 200. Now I can cut this number. 2 can be cancelled by 40, so it's 20 times. And so now it is going to be d by 100. This one is going to be again d by 100, and this one is going to be d by 200. So let me take the LCM as 200 for both the terms. The first term will give me as d only. Second term will, no, the first term will give me 2d because there is 100 only and we have a 200 here. Second term will give me, again it is 100 here and the LCM is 200. So it will again give me a 2d. And the third one is already 200, so it will give me just a d. And this is coming out to be how much? 200 in the denominator side, 2d plus 2d, 4d plus d, 5d by 200. If I further solve this, this is going to cut like that. So it's going to be d by 40. What is my d by 40? D by 40 is the time of the whole journey. Now, as you know, that average speed is going to be total distance by total time. Total distance is obviously d only. So let me write d for the total distance divided by, I'm calculating this one, total distance is d divided by total time. Here is the total time, d by 40. So I can write down d by 40. If I solve this, I'm going to get average speed is equal to simply 40 kilometer per hour. So this has been the average speed of the total journey, and the option that is right is option number B. That is going to be right for this question. So now the question says average salary of all the workers in a workshop is 8,000. The average salary of 7 technicians is 12,000 and the average salary of rest of them is 6,000. So we are supposed to find out the total number of workers in the workshop. So the first step that we do is let the number of workers in that workshop is X. Now, the first thing he says, average salary of all the workshop is 8,000. So, what is average salary? Always the average salary is going to be the total salary of all the workers, divided by total number of workers. Okay, divided by total number of workers. That is what we have assumed as X. Okay, so we will take care of this. Average salary is said to be 8,000. So let us write 8,000 beneath the average salary. Total salary we can find out. Let us designate TS for total salary. Number of workers are X. So we can say that TS, that is total salary, is 8,000 X. Okay, this is the first thing that we have formulated. Now he's asking for the average salary of 7 technician is 12,000 and the average salary of the rest is 6,000. So we can say like total salary of 7 technician and total salary of the remaining people should be equal to the total salary that we have calculated here, 8,000 X. So let's frame the equation in this way only. Average salary of 7 technician is 12,000. So if the average of 7 is 12,000, then total of 7 should be 12,000 into 7. So the first term that we have is 7 technician having an average salary of 12,000 rupees. So this will be the total salary of those 7 workers added to, and then he said the average salary of the rest of the workers is 6,000. So how would have been the rest? How much would have been the rest of workers? Total workers we assumed was X. So the remaining workers would have been X minus 7. That will be the remaining or the rest of the workers. And this is the number of workers multiplied by, he says the average of the remaining workers are, the salary is 6,000. So X minus 7 into 6,000. This is what we have to add one more time. This is first term. This is your second term, and the total of these two salaries should be equal to your total salary that I have already calculated to be 8,000 X. Now I need to solve this equation. If I solve 12 7 ja 84, so it's going to be 84,000 plus 6,000 X minus 6,000 into 7. That is, let us write 6,000 X minus 6,000 into 7 is 42,000 is equal to 8,000 X. Okay, if I solve for X, then how much it is?
84,000 minus 42,000 is again 42,000. So 42,000 is equivalent to 8,000 minus 6,000 x is 2,000x. So simply x comes out to be, if you cut the numbers directly here, so all three zeros are gone. You can cut the 42 by 2 also, that is going to be 21. So x value comes out to be 21. And what I had assumed x as the total number of workers. So the total number of workers in that workshop is going to be 21. That is the right answer. So option number B is the right answer. Okay, let us have the next one. Now the question says the monthly salaries of A and B together amounts to rupees 40,000. A spends 85% of his salary and B spends 95% of his salary. If now their savings are the same, that's what he's saying, then the salary in rupees of person A is. Okay, this is how he has framed the question. So we can just simply see the first thing. The first thing that is important for us is 85% is spent by A and 95% of the salary is spent by B. And then he says their savings are the same. So let us take like that. A spends how much? A spends 85% of the salary. So what will be A's saving? Okay, if somebody is spending 85% of his salary, his saving will be obviously 100 minus 85%. Okay, that is equivalent to 15%. So A saves how much? 15% of the salary. Similarly, B spends how much? The person B spends how much? B spends 95%. So how much he would be saving? B would be saving how much? Obviously 100 minus 95, that is 5%. So this is the saving of B and this is the saving of A. What they say, that the saving of A is equivalent to saving of B. So we can write it like 15% of A's salary is actually equal to 5% of B's salary. Okay, this is how we can frame the question. This particular thing can give us the relationship between A and B. What is 15% of A? That is 15 by 100 into A is equal to 5 by 100 into B. If I cut the 100 from bottom and 5 3 are 15, so I can simply write 3A is equal to B. That is the first thing that I have got. I can write it as an equation 1. Now the next thing that I can use is, he says the total salary of both of them is 40,000. So I can write A plus B. Total salary is 40,000. Okay, this is what he has said. Now I can use the result that I have got in equation number 3, that B is equal to 3A. So in place of B, I'm going to put as 3A. So A will be kept as it is A, and this B will be replaced by the thing called as 3A is equal to 40,000. Okay, so this is going to be 4A is equal to 40,000. And if I solve further, A is going to be 10,000, and that's what he has asked for, the salary of A, and that is 10,000. So the right answer is option number A. This is how we solve this. Okay. Now here's the next question. What is he saying? Price of table depreciates every year 20%. Price of a table depreciate means it keeps on decreasing at the rate of 20% every year. If the value of table after 2 years will be 32,000, then what is the present price in rupees of the table? So the first thing that I do is let the present price is how much? X rupees. Okay, let the present price is X rupees. Now what he says, there's a depreciation of 20% every year. So we can use a depreciation formula. Okay, what is the depreciation formula? It says the depreciated value. It says the depreciated value or the depreciated price or depreciated any quantity is actually equal to present value into 1 minus rate of depreciation. Let us write it as RD, rate of depreciation, divided by 100 to the power n, where this n is nothing but number of years. Okay, this n is nothing but number of years. This is the depreciation formula. Okay, RD is the rate of depreciation, and PR.V that we have used, or we can simply write this as P, is nothing but the present value. Okay, is nothing but the present value. This is the formula of the depreciated value is. Let us use this formula and put all the values that we have, or we already know. So depreciated value we already know, because he has said that after 2 years the value becomes 32,000. So obviously this is depreciated value only. So I can simply write 32,000 is equal to Present value is not known to me, so let me write P only for that. 1 minus rate of depreciation, RD. How much is that given? That is given out to be 20%. So I can write 20 over 100 to the power time. How much time it has been taken? 2 years have been taken. So this is what is my mathematical equation becomes. Now I need to solve this. I need to know the value of P. So let me solve it simply. 32,000 is equal to P. 20 by 100 is 1 by 5. So it's going to be 5 minus 1, that is 4 by 5 whole square. So again, 32,000 is P times 4 by 15 is 16 by 25. Okay. Now you can cut the values directly here also. Let's not rewrite it and let's try to cut it here. 16 can cut 32 two times and there are then 3 zeros. So let them be copied as it is. Now I can find out P is equal to 2000 into 25. If I solve this, I can get P as 50,000. Okay, the P's value is, so the present value of the table is 50,000 rupees, which will be depreciated to 32,000 in the coming 2 years at the rate of the 20%. So the right answer becomes option number C, that is 50,000. Okay, can I have the next question? Now, what he's saying, Krishna purchased a number of articles at rupees 10 for each and the same number for rupees 14 each. Okay, he mixed them together and sold them for rupees 13 each. Then his gain or loss percent. So this is a question, clearly this is a question of profit, loss and discount. So again, let us read it again. Krishna purchased a number of articles. So first thing that we're going to assume is let the number of articles purchased is equal to X. Let each one of them, that is your Krishna and the other guy. Okay, Krishna only has purchased 2 articles and the number of those articles is same. That means he has purchased X article at the rate of 10 only and the similar X article at the rate of 14 only. Okay, so now we can calculate the total value of what all purchasing he has done. So 10 rupees and X quantities. Each quantity is purchased at 10 rupees and the total number of quantities are X. So total purchase value becomes 10 into X. So this is the total purchase value of the first article, plus the next quantity is again X number of articles and it has been purchased at 14 rupees each. The total purchasing value of the next item becomes 14 times X. So this is the total purchased value by Krishna and he has sold it. So we can find out this 10x plus 14x is obviously going to be 24x. This is the total purchased value. Okay, or we can call it as cost price also. Okay, why we are calling it as a cost price? Because this is where he has invested. He has bought things of 24x rupees. Now he's going to sell it. Okay, what are they saying? He mixed them together. So if the things are mixed, then the total quantity becomes x plus x, that is 2x. And he sold them for rupees 13 each. So the total purchase value becomes 13 rupees for each quantity. So there are x plus x quantities. So this is going to be x plus x into 13. So we can write it as 13 into 2x. That is nothing but 26x. So this 26x becomes what? This becomes the selling price. This 24x was what? This was the cost price. So clearly you can see the selling price is higher than the cost price. So obviously there is a profit. Now, how much profit it is, that we can use one more formula, or we can simply write also. Profit is going to be always selling price minus cost price. So if we calculate, it is going to be 26x minus 24x. That is, the profit is of 2x rupees. But they have asked for gain or loss percent. Profit is nothing but gain only. Okay, the another name for profit is gain. So gain percent is a formula which can be used for gain percent. What is that? Profit over cost price into 100. That is the formula, and in percentage form. Okay, profit over the cost price into 100. So how much is the profit? The profit is 2x divided by how much is the cost price? Cost price is 24x, and if I do into 100, this gives me what? Let us cut the numbers as much as possible. 12. So it is going to be 100 by 12%. And if I cut this more, this is going to be 4 3 ja 12 and 4 25 times. So it is your 25 by 3%. And if I further convert this into mixed fraction, this gives me 3 8 ja 24. Remainder is 1 3 8 1 by 3%. So that is going to be the right answer. That is 8 1 by 3%. So option number option number D is right, where there's a gain of 81 by 3%. So this is how we go about it. Now, he says the price of an article is first decreased by 20% and then increased by 30%. If the resulting price is rupees 416, the original price of the article he wants to know. Okay, so what he says in the first line, the price of an article is first decreased by 20%. So what we'll assume is, let the price is, let the price of the article is X rupees. Okay, the first thing has been done is it is decreased by 20%. If something is decreased by 20%, okay, if something is decreased by 20%, then how much is remaining? If something is decreased by 20%, the remaining part will be obviously 100 minus 20%, because the total percentage is always 10%, that is 100. So the remaining part will be always 18%. This will be the remaining part. And the similar way we can understand if something is increased by 30%. Okay, if something is increased by 30%, so we can write the total increase, the total value it will become is 100 plus 30%. That is nothing but 130%. So what we want to say through this is, if something has been decreased by 20%, it remains out to be 80%. If something is increased by 30%, it becomes 130% of the original value. Okay, so we'll use this fact. Now, if what he says, let's read the one more time. Price of an article is first decreased by 20%. So if the price is decreased by 20% and the earlier price was X, then it would have left as 80% only. So we can simply write how much is left. 80% of X is left after the first decrease of 20%. Now this is the price that you have now. What has been done further? Then it is increased by 30%. If something get increased by 30%, it actually becomes 130% of the earlier value. And the earlier value now is 80% of X. So after increment, this 80X by 100 will increase by 30%. That is increased to 130 by 100 of it. Okay. So this is what the two operations have done, 2X, 80 by 100 and 130 by 100. And then he says, after this is done, the price becomes 416. So this is my equation which I can solve. Okay, let me try to cut as many things as possible so that the calculation part becomes easy. This is 4 times 24 is 80, 25 times 100. Then 130 and 100, this 0 is gone. 13 and 10 are left. Let us see whether, yes, we can cut some more numbers. See, this is 4. This 4 can cut your this 10, not directly, not completely. This is going to be 5 and this is going to be 2. Now you can cut using this 2, you can cut the 416 also. How much is that? 208. Now you have left out with 13 here. You are left out with X here. You're left out with this 5 and you're left out with this 5. These 4 numbers are left. X, 13, 5 and this 5, and here it is 208. So we have to deal in this. We can rewrite this also and we can solve it here also. For the easy purpose, let me rewrite this. We are left out with X over 5 into 5. X over 5 into 5 is actually equal to, okay, this is 13 also. X into 13 over 5 into 5 is equal to 208. Let me just cut it one more time. The 13 can cut this 208. 13 1 ja 13, 7, 13 5 ja 65, 13 6 ja 78. Okay, so X value becomes 16 into 5 into 5, or rather 16 into 25. That is how much? 400. Okay, so the X is 400 rupees. So the original value of the X was, the price of the article was 400. That is option number C is right. Okay, now he says a sum of 12,000 deposit at compound interest becomes double after 5 years. Some invested 12,000 deposited at compound interest scheme becomes double after 5 years. How much will it be after 20 years? That is the question. Okay, so we have a compound interest formula for the amount. Amount after compound interest becomes P, that is present value, 1 plus R over 100 to the power n, where this R is the rate of interest, that is CI, and n is the time taken. P is the present value and A is the amount that you receive after the compound interest has been added up. Okay, so let me write the values first. He said sum of rupees 12,000 deposit. Whatever is deposited is always going to be your P or the principal. Okay, So let me write, in place of P, I can write 12,000 is equal to multiplied by 1 plus rate is how much? Rate is unknown to me. Deposit at a compound rate becomes double after 5 years and the rate is not given. So let me quickly write R only here. R over 100 to the power n is 5. Okay, and this is what is amount. What amount he says? 12,000 deposited at a compound rate becomes double. So 12,000 would have become 24,000. That's why we'll say that will become double of it. Okay, this is what I have got by now. He's asking me if after 5 years it is getting double, what will happen after 20 years? So how I'm doing this is, see, let us bring this 12,000 here. So it becomes 2. This 12,000 can cut this 24,000 to give you 2. 2 is equal to 1 plus R over 100 to the power 5. Now see, I don't need to know my R to calculate this. I can directly do this. How I can do this is on the left hand side, watch is 2. On the right hand side, the power is 5. He says, how much will it be after 20 years? See, this 20 years is the time unit which is used as a power in this expression. Okay, which is used as a power in this expression. Earlier, the year were 5 years. So that way n has been used as 5. Now the year is 20 years. So obviously n has to be used as 20. So we can use just this expression and find out the next thing. Now look at this right hand side. 1 plus R over 100 should remain as it is because there is no increase or decrease in the rate. This 5 should become 20 because he's saying now we have to calculate for 20 years. So if this 5 should become 20, how can you make this 5 as 20? Just by multiplying by 4. That is the only way you can make a 20. Okay, so if you have multiplied by 4 in the right hand side in the powers, the same thing you will have to adopt at the left hand side also. Earlier the power of 2 was just 1. Okay, now the power has to be multiplied by 4 also because it has been multiplied on the right hand side also. Now if you do this, the right hand side gives you what? 1 plus R over 100 to the power 20. That is nothing but the amount that should be after 20 years. And on the left hand side, we do get 2 to the power 4, that is 16. Okay, so it is going to be 16 times. Now what he is asking is, compounder becomes double after 5 years, how much will it be after 20 years? So this has been clear that it will become 16 times of the principal. How much was the principal? The principal was 12,000 rupees. And if it is becoming 16 times, you just have to multiply 16 with 20,000. That is going to be 0, 0, 0, 32, 3, 16 1 is 16 and 3, 19,000. Sorry, 1,92,000. Okay, 12,000 into 16 is giving me 1,92,000. So that's what will be the amount. Here is the right answer, option D, 1,92,000 rupees. Okay, now next one is saying a sum becomes 2,916 in 2 years at 8% per annum compound interest. The simple interest at 9% per annum for 3 years on the same amount will be. Okay, so let us use the compound interest formula first because the compound interest has been given. Okay, the amount is P 1 plus R over 100 to the power, and that is the formula for amount. Okay, the amount he has not become, he has given a sum becomes this much. So the amount value is 2,916 is equal to principal is not given. So let us keep it P only. 1 plus how much is the R value given is given 8 by 100 to the power. How much is N? That is the year. Number of years are 2. So this is what I get. Okay. Now let me just simplify this further. 2,916 is equal to P 1 plus 8 over 100 is always going to be your, this is going to be your 2, this is going to be your 25 because I have cut both the numbers by 4 only. So how much this become? 25 plus 2, that is 27 by 25 whole power 2. So let us not just divide this thing because we are not supposed to know the principal. He is asking the simple interest that is counted with a 9% rate interest for 3 years from the same principal. So let me not just calculate this principal here. Let me find the expression for principal rather. What is going to be the expression for principal? If you use this, this is 27 by 25 whole square and it has to get divided by 2,916. So you can write into 1 upon 2,916. This you can write. And this is the principal value. I'm not solving this principal value because this is to be reused for calculation of simple interest again. There's no point that you calculate this principal completely, then you again put this into a simple interest formula and then again doing the calculation. Easier will be just leave it like this only and then try to solve the next step of this. Now he's saying the simple interest at 9% per annum for 3 years. What is the formula for simple interest? It's P into R into T upon 100. That is the formula for simple interest. Okay. We want to calculate simple interest, so that is unknown. Principal is as it is used, which is given 27 by 25. In place of square, let me write them twice. Okay, into 1 upon 2916. This whole was the principal value that was calculated in this step. Into R value is 9, into time value is 3. So this big thing is the denominator. This is the numerator part of yours. Denominator is simply 100. So now I need to solve this particular expression by cutting more and multiplying less, dividing more, multiplying less. Let us try to do something. Okay, this is 2916. Let us just check something what we all can do. Can we cut this bigger number using 9? Okay, 9 3 ja 27, 2 9 2 ja 18, 3. Yes, it will be cut using 9. So if you cut this by 9, 9 3 ja 27, remainder 2, 9 2 ja 18, 3 9 4 ja 36. Can we cut this 324 using 3? Yes, we can cut this. 3 1 ja 3 and 308. Now this is 108. Over is 27. 27 time 4 times 27 is 108. So this is also cut. Let me rewrite this once again to make the numbers look like easy. 27 by 25. This is left. The earlier 27 has been completely cut. So you are left out with just 1 upon 25 into 1 upon 2916 is all gone, 9 is also gone, 3 is also gone. In place of 1 upon 2916, you are left out with the last value as 4. So let me write a 4 here, divided by, this is all 100. Okay, now let us solve this further. How much is this going to be? This is 27 divided by 25 into 25 into 4 into 100. Okay, he says a sum becomes 2916 in 2 years at 8% per annum at compound interest. The simple interest at 9% annum per annum for 3 years on the same amount will be, that is the principal is required. Okay, let us first use the compound interest formula. Okay, the formula is amount is equal to principal 1 plus R over 100 to the power n, where this A is going to be the amount that you receive after the interest is calculated and added. This P is nothing but the principal value, rate is the R, and n is the time taken. Okay, so let us put the value that we have got. Sum becomes 2916, so the amount will be 2916 is equal to, principal is unknown, 1 plus rate is 8% over 100 to the power 2. Okay, so now we have to find out this P, so that we can use this P to find out the simple interest over this P at the rate of 9% for 3 years. So to get this, I need to calculate this particular equation, solve this particular equation to get the P. But the thing is, we can also just simply not calculate the one value of P, because we have to reuse the value of P over there. So it will be time consuming that we first solve the whole P and then we use that single value of P and again do some more calculations. So rather we'll try to do one calculation as much as possible. So we'll not calculate the exact value of P. We'll rather calculate the expression of P, and then we're going to use that expression to the next step where we are supposed to find out the simple interest. Let us just see what is we are going to do. Now we are supposed to find out P. So let us find out the expression of P rather. P is going to be 2916 is on the one side, so all the thing will come in the denominator, 1 plus 8 over 100 whole square. This should be the expression. Let me simplify this expression further. It is always going to be 2916 divided by 8 by 100. So let us cut this. This is going to be your 2 by 25. If I simplify, this is 27 by 25 whole square. So let me not just calculate the whole P, because I have to reuse this whole P once again. So I'll leave it like this only, and then I use the simple interest formula because I want to calculate the simple interest. Simple interest is principal into rate into time upon 100, the very simple formula. I'm supposed to find out the simple interest, so that is going to be unknown for me. Principal is as it is this particular expression. Okay, so let me write what is the expression of P. It is 2916 divided by 27 by 25 whole square. The whole square is only of the denominator into, now the rate value is given to be 9 into time value is given to be 3 years and divided by 100. Okay, let us try to solve this. Simple interest is going to be 2916 divided by
27 into 27, and because the 25 is in the denominator of denominator, so it will be going on the numerator side. Okay, 25 by 25 into 9 into 3 divided by, so divide by 100 has come down to this denominator. Okay, so the expression simplifies to this thing. Now let us try to cut as much thing as possible. This obviously this 25 can cut this 100 by 4. Now let us try to cut this 27. It can be cut through 9. 9 3 are 27. This 3 can cut another 27. 3 9 are 27. Now what all we can cut? This is, no, this 100 is not the part. So let us try to cut this 2916 using this 3 and 9. Let us try the bigger number first. 9. 9 3 are 27. Remainder is 2. And then it is 21. 9 2 are 18. Then it is 3. 9 4 are 36. So it is 324. Let us write it once again to make it easy. 324 we are left out with in the numerator. Then there is a 25 that is also left, and there's nothing else that is left. In the denominator side, I am left out with 3, and I am also left out with 4. So let us try to cut as many as possible. Now once again we can cut this 324 using 4, so it's going to be 81. This 81 can be cut by 3, that is 27. So I'm ultimately left out with 27 into 25. And if I solve 27 into 25, that is going to be 625 plus 50, that is 675. Okay, so the right value and the right answer for that simple interest to be calculated is 675. That is option number C. Okay, now there's one more question. What is that he's saying? Rupees 700 is divided among A, B, C in such a way that ratio of amount of A and B is 2:3, and that of B and C is 4:5. Find the amount in rupees each received in the order A, B, C. Okay, they are saying there's an amount of 700 rupees that is to divided between A is to B. The ratio should be 2:3, 2:3. And if it is B is to C, the ratio of B is to C should be, he's saying it has to be 4:5. Okay, and the amount that has been divided is rupees 700 to be divided between A, B, and C. So the individual distribution has been given. I need to convert this individual distribution into a single distribution of A, B, C altogether. How I can do that is 2:3 and 4:5. I need to know a single distribution between A, B, and C. How can I do that? Identify the B. See, the B value is common. The alphabet B or the person B is common in both the places. So if the alphabet B is common, what is the number common? There is no number common. For the first ratio A is to B, the B's number is 3. A's number is 2 and B's number is 3. For the second ratio, B's number is 4 and C's number is 5. So what I am supposed to do for finding out a single ratio is that whatever is the B's number in the first ratio, that is 3, that should multiply both the numbers of the next ratio. That means 3 should multiply both the numbers 4 and 5. And whatever is the B value in the second expression, that is 4, this 4 should multiply both the numbers of the earlier ratio. The value of B in the first ratio should multiply both the numbers of the second ratio, and value of B in the second ratio should multiply both the numbers of the first ratio. So it's going to be 2 into 4 is to 3 into 4, and this should be equivalent to 4 into 3 is to 5 into 3. Okay, see, the first value, the value of B in the first ratio is 3, that has multiplied both the numbers 4 and 5. And value of B in the second ratio was 4, that has multiplied both the numbers of the first ratio, that is 2 and 4. How much do I get? 8 is to 12 is to 12 is to 15. Now I can combine because this 12 is same for both the B. So the ultimate ratio between A, B, and C is simply 8 is to 12 is to 15. Okay, now in this ratio, this 700 has been divided, and then he wants to know what are the values for A, B, and C. So how can I divide? So for the purpose of A, how much is the A's share? That is going to be 700 divided by 8 plus 12 plus 15. And because this is A's share, A is the first one, so its part is 8, so it has to get multiplied by 8. This is the first thing we are supposed to do. So how much is this 700 divided by this and this? So it is going to be 700 divided by 12 plus 8 is 20 plus 15, 35 into 8. 35 can cut this 700, 35 to just 70, and it is 20. So the first share is 160. Okay, I can calculate or more values also. I can calculate B also, and I can be smart here also, that if the A's value is received as 160, there is only one option called option number B, where the first option is A as 160. So I'm not supposed to calculate all the values also, but just for the safer side, if you want to be reassured, then let us calculate B also. So it can be again 700 divided by 35 into B's share is 12. So we're going to multiply this with 12. Okay, so it is again going to be 20 into 12. That is your 240. Okay, that is B's share. Now similarly, we can calculate C also. 20 into C's part is 15. So 20 into 15 should give me 300. So these are the share. This is A, this is your B, and this is your C. The option number B is damn right. Okay, let us go to the next question. A and B can complete a piece of work in 8 days. Now, this is a time and work question. B and C can do it in 12 days. C and A can do it in 8 days. A, B, C together can complete a work in. Okay, so we can take it like this. If, see, A and B can do a work, is given as 8 days. A and B requires 8 days to finish a job or finish a work. So if I want to know A and B's combined 1 day work, okay, if A and B can complete the work in 8 days, so A and B's combined 1 day work is always going to be the reciprocal of the days taken by them, that is 1 by 8. So I can simply write A plus B's 1 day work is 1 by 8th. Okay, similarly, he has said B and C can do it in 12 days. So B plus C's combined 1 day work is going to be the reciprocal of 12, that is 1 by 12. Okay, this the earlier was first equation, second can be second equation. Now, C and A can combinedly complete it in 8 days. So I can again write C plus A's combined 1 day work is again 1 by 8. That is going to be my third equation. What he wants me to calculate? He wants me to calculate A, B, C can together complete the work in. So if I can compute A, B, C's 1 day work, then I can also find how many days will be required for A, B, C to complete the work. So I need to know the sum of A plus B plus C. So if I add all the equation 1 plus 2 plus 3, I can get A plus B plus C also. So let me add left hand side to left hand side, right hand side to right hand side. So each variable A, B, and C has been used twice. So if I add, there will be a twice taken common, and it will be A plus B plus C is equal to, let me add them, the LCM being, LCM of 8, 12, and 8 can be simply 24. So if 8 is handled with 24, that is 3 times, and there is 1 on the numerator side, so this is 3 plus 12 handles 24, 12 divides 24, that is 2, so here is a 2, plus 8 again, that divides 24 by 3, so 3 again. So this has become how much? 5 plus 3, 8 by 24, that is nothing but 1 by 3. Now this 2 is also there, so A plus B plus C can be what? 1 by 3 multiplied by 2, because this 2 has to come down here. So it is going to be 1 by 6. So A plus B, what is this 1 by 6? This is A plus B is 1 day work. So if the 1 day work is 1 by 6, how many days will be required? 6 days. Just again do the reciprocal. Okay, simply do the reciprocal and you're going to get the days again. So the right answer is 6 days will be taken by A and B, C combined together. Now, he's saying pipe A alone can fill a tank in 8 hours, pipe B alone can fill a tank in 6 hours. Both the pipes are open, and after 2 hours, pipe A is closed. Then the other pipe will fill the tank in. Okay, how we can do this? He's saying pipe A alone can fill a tank in 8 hours. So A's 1 hour filling. A's 1 hour filling is how much? Just the reciprocal, 1 by 8. Okay, simply pipe B alone can fill it in 6 hours. So we can again write B's 1 hour filling is equivalent to 1 by 6. Okay, then he's saying both the pipes are open together for 2 hours. So if both the pipes are open together, then their 1 hour filling will get added up because they are working combinedly. So we can write A plus B's 1 hour filling is how much? Is obviously going to be 1 by 8 plus 1 by 6. And he has said they are open for 2 hours. So if it is 1 hour filling is this much, let us calculate how much is this. 8 and 6 LCM is 24 again. It is going to be 3 ja and it is going to be 4 ja, that is 7 by 24. So 7 by 24 is the equivalent 1 hour filling. So they have been open for 2 hours. So A plus B is 2 2-hour filling will be how much? Twice of 7 by 24. That is nothing but 7 by 12. This is the 2-hour filling of A and B. Now, what are they saying? Pipe after 2 years, after 2 hours, pipe A is closed. So if pipe A is closed, then other pipe will fill the tank in. Okay. Now the other pipe has to fill the tank. Now first, let us first know how much tank is filled. How much tank is filled? 7 by 12 part of the tank is filled. So how much tank is still to be filled? That is the remaining part of the tank that is to be filled. Okay, that is obviously 1 minus 7 by 12, because the complete unit is considered as 1 always. 7 by 12 has been finished, so 1 minus 7 by 12 is simply 5 by 12. Now this 5 by 12 of the tank is to be filled, and who has to fill it? A has been closed, so only B has to fill it. Okay, what was the capacity of B? B could fill, I can write it like this, B could fill one tank in 6 hours. But now it doesn't have to fill one tank. It has to fill how much tank? 5 by 12 of the tank only to be filled. So if one tank can be filled in 6 hours, then 5 by 12 of a tank will be filled in 6 into 5 by 12 hours. Simple unitary method. How much is this? 6 2 just 12. So it is going to be 5 by 2 hours. Okay, it's going to be 5 by 2 hours. That is nothing but 2.5 hours. That is 2.5 hours. That is going to be the right answer. Now, they are saying P is 4 times as efficient as Q, and P can complete the work in 45 days less than Q. If both of them work together, then in how many days the work will be completed? Okay, so the first thing he has said is P is 4 times efficient. This is efficiency based time and work question. P is 4 times as efficient as B. So Q. So if P is 4 times as efficient, okay, so I can write P is 1 day work is obviously 4 times Q's 1 day work. That's why it is 4 times efficient. 4 times Q's 1 day work. So that's why it is 4 times efficient than Q. Now, we can understand this way also, that if P is 4 times efficient than Q, then the time taken by P to do the same work will be 1/4 of the Q's time. Okay, if P is 4 times quick or 4 times efficient, then the time taken by P, let us write time taken, time or days or whatever it is, by P will obviously be 1/4 into time taken by Q, or the Q's time taken. Okay, so this we can understand. So let us begin our question from here only, because the time has been given. So I can formulate the equation in terms of time, or the days rather. Okay, time taken by P is equal to 1/4 of time taken by Q. Let me say Q takes how much time? Let me say Q takes X hours. Let us take it like this. Then if Q takes X hour, then the time taken by P should be 1/4 of X, as our equation says. So the time taken by P will be how much? X by 4 hours. Okay, so if one is X, another one is X by 4. Or to make it more simple, what I can do is, instead of X and X by 4, what I can write X as 4X, and let me write this as X only. What I have done, I have multiplied both the numbers by 4, so that the denominator part I don't have to handle. I have multiplied both the numbers by 4, so the upper one becomes 4X and the beneath one becomes simply X. Again, the logic is still the same. The time taken by Q is becoming 4 times than the time taken by X. So there is no difference in the logic. It's just that the denominator part has been cut away. Now, the time taken or the days taken by Q is for 4X, and the days taken by P is X. They have said 45 days less. So the difference between the time taken by them should be 45. So let us write 4X minus X is 45. Okay, so you can get X simply as 15 days. X is 15 days. So what should be the 4X? 4X should be 60 days. So what was X and 4X? X was the time taken by your P. So P is taking 15 days and Q is taking 16 days. So P's 1 day work is going to be 1/50. They have started working together, so their 1 day works are added up. So P's 1 day work is 1/15, Q's 1 day work is 1/60. That is to be added together. Okay, and this should give me the total 1 day work, 60 being the LCM. 15 4 just 60 plus 1, that is 5/60. that is their total 1 day work being calculated, 1 by 12. So if total 1 day work is 1 by 12, how many days will be taken? Simply reverse the order or find out the multiplicative inverse. It is going to be 12 days as the answer when they both working together. So the right answer is option B, 12 days. Okay, let us have the next one. He's saying two trains 108 meter and 112 meter in length are running towards each other. They are turning towards each other. That means they are running in the opposite direction rather. Okay, they are running in the opposite direction on the parallel lines. Speed of 45 and 54. So two speeds are given. The length of the two trains are also given. He's asking to cross each other after they meet. It will take. Okay, how much time it will take for them to cross each other once they meet once. Okay, how can we do? We can do this by a concept of relative speed. Okay, we can do this by the concept of relative speed. See, when two trains are running in the opposite direction, their relative speeds are added together. Okay, the relative speeds are, their respective speeds are added together to give the relative speed. The speeds are 45 plus 54. So how much is the total speed? If we add 45 plus 54, it is going to be your 99 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is going to be 99 kilometer per hour. That is the relative speed that we're going to use for this question. Now, how much distance they are traveling? How much distance they are traveling? They are traveling the distance of each other's length, the sum of each other's length. How much is that? 108 is the first length, 112 is the another length. If I add, this is going to be 220 kilometer. Okay, this is going to be 220 kilometer. Now I'm supposed to find out the time. So there's a formula, time is equal to distance over speed. The formula is time is equal to distance over speed. How much is the distance? Distance is 220 kilometer. How much is the speed? Speed is 99 kilometer per hour. Okay, this is the thing, 220 divided by 99. I can cut the numbers by a single number, that is 11. 11 2s are 22. So it is like this, and this is 9. So it's going to be 20 by 9. Okay, so it says two trains 8 meter and two trains 108 meter and 112 meter in length are running towards each other. If they are running towards each other, that means the direction becomes opposite to each other. In parallel lines at speed of 45, first speed is 45, second speed is 54, respectively. To cross each other after they meet, it will take how much time? The question is how much time it will take for both of them to cross each other when the speeds are 45 and 54 kilometer per hour, and the length of the trains is 108 and 112 respectively. Now we're going to do this question using a concept of relative speed. Okay, there's a concept of relative speed. When the two things cross in opposite direction, the relative speed concept says when the two things cross in opposite direction, then the relative speed is the sum of two. Okay, and when it crosses in the same direction, the relative speed is the difference of two. Okay, so if I do the sum of both the speed, that is going to be 45 plus 54, and the speed becomes 99 kilometer per hour. This is the speed, that is the relative speed is 99 kilometer per hour. Now total distance traveled, total distance that is traveled is the summation of both the length of the train, that is going to be 108 plus 112, because the total distance being traveled through the relative speed is the length of the trains, both the trains added up. Okay, this happens in the same direction also and in the opposite direction also, that the lengths are added up, so it becomes 220 meter. Now I need to find out the time taken. So time taken is simply distance over speed. Okay, the distance is obviously 220 meter and the speed is the relative speed, that is 99. But the 99, the unit of this 99 is kilometer per hour and the unit of this is meter. So obviously we need to convert this either kilometer per hour into meter or the vice versa. But see the options are given in all second units. So I need to convert the kilometer thing into the meter thing or the hour thing into second thing. For that, there's a conversion factor. What is that? 1 kilometer per hour is simply 5 by 18 meter per second. So I'm going to use this conversion factor. How come? 220 divided by 99 into 5 by 18. Okay, if I further solve this, this is 220 divided by 99 into 5, and this 18 goes up. If I cut the numbers, 11 9 is 99, and this is 2, so this is 20. 5 cuts 20 by 4, so ultimately there is 9 also there. 9 cuts the 18 by 2, so it is going to be 8 seconds. So the right answer is 8 seconds. Okay, now there's one more question. What is that? He's saying a boat goes 15 kilometer upstream. Upstream means against the stream, and 10.5 kilometer downstream, that is along the stream, in 3 hours 15 minutes. So the total time taken in both this journey, that is 15 upstream and 10.5 downstream, is 3 hours 15 minutes. And in the same way, there's one more journey given, that if it goes 12 kilometer against the stream or the upstream and comes down 14 kilometer, then the time taken is changed to 3 hours. So we need to find out what is the speed of the boat in still water. Now see, speed of the boat in still water. Speed of the boat in still water. Let us say that is going to be, still water is, let's say, B. Okay. And let's say the speed of stream. Let's say the speed of stream, that is the speed of the river or the current, is S. Then when you go upstream, or against the direction of the stream, then the speeds are subtracted. Okay. And when you go down the stream, that is along the direction of the stream, then speeds are added, that is, it is B plus S. So for upstream, we're going to use B minus S as the relative speed. And for downstream, we're going to use B plus S as the relative speed. Now, the first thing he's saying is the time taken in the first journey of 15 kilometer downstream and second journey of 10.5 kilometer downstream together is 3 hours 15 minutes. So I will find out time and equate it to 3 hours 15 minutes. Time is equal to distance over speed. Okay. How much is the time? That is distance over speed. So the first distance is 15 kilometer, and the speed, because 15 has been traveled against the stream, so it has to be B minus S, plus the next time is, the distance is 10.5 kilometers, that is 21 by 2, and the speed is now downstream, so it has to be B plus S here. And this is equal to, he says, 3 hours 15 minutes, that is nothing but 3 1 by 4, or simply 13 by 4 R. Okay, now this can be a reference for me. Okay, let me highlight this as a reference. We're going to use it later on. Now, same way, there is one more journey in which he has traveled 12 kilometers. So distance is 12. Speed is upstream, that is subtracted B minus S. This is the first time. Second time is the distance is now 14 kilometer, and the distance has been traveled down the stream. So it has to be B plus S. And the overall time taken is 3 hours. So this is my another reference that I'm going to use. So I've got two equations. Now, to make it simple, what I'm going to do is, instead of directly calculating B minus S and B plus S, I'll assign the one variable B minus S and B plus S as something. Okay. So let me do one assumption. Let us say 1 upon B minus S is M, to make it easy for the calculation. And also at the same time, we are assuming B plus S is N. So I'm going to use this M and N in these two equations, and will make it easy and simple to solve. Okay, let us try to do it. Now these two equations are molded as, watch out here. The first equation becomes 15M plus 21 by 2N is equal to 13 by 4. And if I try to further modify this, let me multiply all the terms by 4, so that things become without the denominator. If I multiply all the terms of this thing by 4, what's going to happen? This is going to be 60M plus 4 times, then 2 cuts the 4, that is 2, 42N is going to be 13. This is my first equation. Okay. Now the next equation, what it has become? 12M, because B1 upon B minus is M, plus 14N is going to be your 3. Okay, this is the second equation. Now I need to solve these two equations to ultimately get what I want to get. Okay, now for this, I need to multiply my second equation by 5. This is a method of substitution or elimination. Okay, into 5, let me do the second equation. Now what will happen to the second equation? It will become 60M plus 70N is equal to 15. Let me say this is my third equation. Now I'm going to subtract my third equation, and for equation number 1, if I do this, I'm going to get this 60m and 60m is cancelled. 70n minus 42n is always going to be your 28n is equal to 15 minus 13 is 2. That means n is equal to 1 by 14. Okay, what was my n? My n was 1 upon b plus s. So this is also equal to, at the same time, 1 upon b plus s. So what I can get is b plus s value is 14. Okay, now I have got the b plus s value. Now I need to know something else. What is that? The n value is calculated to be 1 by 14. If I place this n value in any of the equation 1 or 2, let me try to place this in equation number 1, n's value. If I do that, this is going to be 60m plus 42 into 1 by 14, that is n's value, and this is going to be equal to 13. If I cut the numbers, 14 3 are 12. Okay, how much is this? 60m is equal to 13 minus 3, that is 10. So m is going to be 1 by 6. So what was my m? My m was nothing but b minus s. So I can find out that b minus s is 6. This can be equation 4 and equation 5. And I can quickly solve these two equations. I don't need to do any elimination. I can directly add them or subtract them, whatever I want to do. Let me add them. So the s and get s cancelled. 2b is equal to 20. So b value is 10. Okay, what was b? The b was nothing but the speed of the boat in still water. If you see here, the first variable that we had assumed was b was 1 upon b was the speed of the boat in still water, and that has come out to be 10. So the option number C, the option called as C10, is the right answer. So question number 44, what does it say? See, there is a pattern given here. If you can see this pattern, what we have to find out is we have to see whether this pattern has been extracted from which of these options, A, B, C, or D. Okay, this very pattern has been extracted or has been dragged out from which of the options A, B, C, and D, or vice versa. We can understand this question as that this particular pattern that is part of the question figure is part of which of the four options here. Okay, so let us just quickly try to find out so that we can see this pattern. Okay, if we see our figure number C, if we see our figure number C, we can easily find out that this particular pattern has been extracted from figure number C. Look at this shape. Okay, this is your pattern. This is your pattern, which is already your pattern available in the question figure. And this cannot be found out anywhere else, because if you see option number A, this very line has to end at this position. Okay, which is not ending that in that fashion. If you see option number B, although this very line is ending at the vertex of the rectangle, but what is happening is that this is not becoming exactly similar to this. So it has to be option C as the right answer. Okay. Question number 45. Again, we have to find out that this particular pattern that is part of the question figure has been extracted from which of the options A, B, or C, or D. Or we can say this particular question figure is part of which of the options given, figure given in the options. Okay, let us just quickly see. If you try to explore the option A, there has to be a parallelogram kind of a thing here, and there has to be this small shape should be extracted. So there's no parallelogram thing in option number A. If we see option number B, there's no line here, so we cannot say like that also. And if you see this option number C, yes, we can extract this. See, this is your parallelogram, this is the parallelogram, and this very well you can see the other shape, the small other shape. Okay, so it becomes like this. This is the parallelogram over there, and if you see closely, this is a pattern drawn like that. Okay, this is what has been extracted. So this is all only available in option number C. So option number C is right for this question number 45. Okay,
Question number 46. Again, we are into the similar situation. We are supposed to find out this particular figure has been extracted from which of the options given, or rather we can say this particular figure is part of which of the figures given. So if we quickly have a look at this, then there has to be these two arcs drawn at the left corner of any of the figure. So obviously these two options are completely discarded because they're the arc drawn are on the right side. So these two options can obviously be not the right answers. Okay, so if we see the other two, that is A and B only, we can closely see that this can be a part of figure number B. This can be clearly a part of figure number B. It has been drawn like this. This is the first line, this is the second line, this is the third line, this is the fourth line, and this is how it has been drawn. So the right answer is option number B. Okay. 47. Again, we have to find out that this particular figure available in the question figure has been extracted from which of the options given, that is A, B, C, or D. Okay, if we have a close look at this, there has to be a this shape in that question figure. So obviously in that option, so option B is discarded, option C is also discarded, and option D is also discarded because this particular arc is only available in option A. And we can find out these two wings also, wings like shape also in this one. If you closely have a look at this, this is how the wings have been drawn. So this is already part of your option number A, and we can highlight this also. This is that very portion which we are talking about. So option number A is the right answer. Okay. Question number 48. Find out which of the diagrams given in the alternatives correctly represents the relationship stated in the question: sharks, whales, and turtles. So what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to find out the relationship that can be represented in the form of diagram. Whatever relationship do sharks, whale, and turtles hold? So if you have a quick look at this, the sharks are of the category Pisces. Sharks are of the category Pisces. Whales are of the category mammals. They are the largest mammals. Okay. And similarly, turtles are the category called as reptiles. Okay. So there are three different categories. So there has to be no connection between sharks, whales, and turtles. Okay. So what we can say that which figure will justify this? I think the figure should be option C. Okay, we can we can easily see that in option number C, all the three circles are not interacting with each other. That's what is the case with the Pisces and mammals and reptiles. They are all together different categories. So option number C is the right justification of these three things given to us. Okay, 49. He's saying indicate which figure will best represent the relationship among the three. First is legume seeds, another one is peas, another one is kidney beans. Okay, so actually the peas and the kidney beans both are just the example of the legume seeds. That is a category of seeds, legume seeds, and peas and kidney beans are the examples of it. So we can say that we can have a bigger circle representing the legume seeds. We can have a bigger circle that representing the legume seeds, and inside that there are two different seeds available, the variety of seeds available. One can be peas and the another can be the kidney beans. The another can be the kidney beans. So this is the figure that logically justify the relationship between leguminous seeds, your peas, and kidney beans. Okay, 50. Find out which figure best represent the relationship among garden, rose, and jasmine. So we can easily understand that there can be a bigger garden in which you can find out the flowers of rose and jasmine both. There can be a bigger garden in which you can find out the flowers of rose and jasmine. There should not be anything common between rose and jasmine. So this should be the diagram justifying the situation, and that is available in option number A. So that is the right answer only. Option number A. 51. Identify the diagram that best represent the relationship classes between Christians, Catholic, and Pope. Okay, so we can very well understand that there has to be a bigger thing called as Christian because all the Catholics are Christians only. So there has to be a bigger picture which is representing bigger circle that is representing Christians. Then inside that there has to be a category called as Catholics. Okay, Catholic are type of Christians only. There are two types of Christian, that is Catholic and Protestant. So Catholic is type of a Christian only and a category of Christian, and inside that you can easily understand there has to be a Pope. Okay, the Pope is under the category called as Catholic. So this has to be the right diagram. Catholic Christians, the larger circle. Catholic is type of Christian, so inside that, and Pope is in the community of Catholics, so that's why that is inside them. So this has to be the right diagram, and that matches with option number B. So that is the right answer, option number B. Okay, 52 question says, now what we are supposed to do? If you see the question completely, in each of the following questions, select the related word, letter, number from the given alternatives, such that whatever relationship do flexible and rigid hold, the same relation should be holded between confidence and the word next coming. Okay, whatever connection is that between flexible and rigid is, the similar connection should be found in the word confidence, and whatever should be coming in the question mark. Okay, so let us try to understand what is the connection between flexible and rigid. They are actually antonyms of each other. Okay, they are completely antonyms. They are opposite in meaning. So flexible is somebody who is ready to accept every situation. Rigid is somebody who is headstrong. He doesn't want to move. He, whatever he thinks about himself or he thinks about any situation, he remains constant to that point of view only. He doesn't move. Okay, so let us establish the connection between confidence. So confidence is somebody who is, you know, who is a self believer. So the opposite of confidence is simply diffidence. Diffidence is a quality in which the person is a little lack of confidence. So that has to be the antonym of confidence only. So the right answer is option A. 53. In each of the following questions, select the related word, letters, number from the given alternative. We are again supposed to do the same thing. Whatever connection do mirage and desert hold to each other, the same connection should be in the two words that could be option A, B, C, or D, any out of them. So let us understand the connection between mirage and desert word. What is a mirage? See, mirage is a situation that whenever there's a very heated road, or we can say a desert, then in that road or in that on that road or on that desert, there seems to be a situation when you are traveling from a very distant place. So if this is the position, then from this location you can create an illusion, then this spot there is a water available. Okay, what I'm saying is that if you are at a distant location and you're walking across desert or walking across a heated road, there can be a illusion created in your vision that far away at a distant place there is an illusion created that there is a water available. But as soon as you come close to it, at this point of time you realize that there's nothing like that, and again there is one more time the illusion is created at a far distant place again. So mirage is kind of an illusion that is found on a most heated place or places like desert. So we can establish the connection like illusion and the cause. So the relationship become illusion and the cause, or the illusion and the place of illusion. So let us find out what option we have available with. Sky and illusion, that is different. That cannot be possible because sky doesn't create an illusion. Rainbow and sky. Rainbow is an illusion, but that is not because of sky. That is available in sky, but that is not because of sky. So the right answer should be rain and rainbow, because see, rainbow is again an illusion. Okay, rainbow is again an illusion, and that is created only when the rain happens. Okay, if it doesn't rain, there won't be any rainbow. Similarly, if there's no desert or there's no heated road, there won't be any mirage. Okay, so the right answer is option number C, which says the rainbow is an illusion and it is because of the rain. 54. Again, we have to do the same thing. Anemia, blood, anarchy is to what? Whatever connection anemia and blood hold, the same connection should be found in the anarchy and the word you are looking for. So anemia is lack of blood. Okay, anemia is a situation when some person is suffering from lack of blood in his body. Okay, and blood is obviously, so there is a lack of blood, so the opposite of that should be blood. Okay, lack of blood and blood, that is the connection. So let us find out the similar connection in between these. Anarchy, the next word is anarchy. The word anarchy means lack of governance or absence of governance. Okay, when there is no government available in any of the state or any of the country, then we call it a situation of anarchy, lack of government. So obviously the word for that should fill that place is the word called as government only. Okay, so the right answer is government. C. Next, now we are supposed to find out the same thing. Whatever connection do symphony hold with composer, the similar connection should be holded between painter and the word coming here. Now, what is symphony? Symphony is nothing but a musical piece that is created by the musical composer. Symphony is type of a music or a type of a fusion of music that is created by the musical composers. Okay, the composer which create the music. Okay, musical composer, or we can say that creators. Okay, musical composers or the creators of music. And symphony is nothing but a type of a special music. Symphony is nothing but a type of a special music only. So this is the creation and these are the creators. So let us see the connection. Painter, now painter is a creator. Okay, painter is a creator. Now what has been created by him should be the right answer for me. Painter is a creator. The word is fresco. Okay, another word is colors. So colors is something which painter does not create. He uses colors. Okay, so it cannot be the right answer. Art. Obviously, painting is an art. Music is also an art. But we are not looking for the art here thing. So it is also wrong. Leonardo is also again not possible. That is another different thing. So the right answer should be option A, that is fresco. What is fresco is? Fresco is a painting. It is a painting. Fresco is nothing but a painting. What is special about this painting? That it is done on freshly spread moist lime plaster. It is done on freshly spread moist lime plaster. This is what it is done on. Okay, so that is what is nothing but a creation of a painter. Okay, so the right answer should be the word called as fresco, option number A. 56. Now again we are supposed to find out the connection. Whatever connection do influenza and virus hold to each other, similar connection should be drawn between the ringworm and the word coming here. Now influenza is again kind of a virus only. Okay, influenza is nothing but as a type of virus. Okay, which causes people to fall sick. Okay, so let us explore all the word. Bacteria is a kind of virus, fungi is a kind of virus, parasite is kind of virus, protozoa is kind of virus. But let us understand what situation it is creating. The situation it is creating is a ringworm. Okay, ringworm is something where sometimes you feel that because of moisture and because of no passage of air, there is a kind of a ring formed on your top of your skin. Okay, that is a kind of infection actually. Okay, this type of ring is formed. So that this particular ring is formed just because of the virus called as fungi, that is created because of the moisture or lack of wind being passed, lack of air being passed. So the right answer is option number B, fungi. It causes the ringworm.
Letters or number pair from the given alternative. Okay, we have to find out the odd. Okay, the first word is annoy. Okay, first word is annoy, another word is distress, another word is harass, another last word is ravage. So the right answer is ravage, because ravage means to cause somebody or something a severe damage. That is what is ravage means, cause severe damage. For example, the hurricane ravaged the southern India. So that means a quick and a severe damage. That is what is called as ravage. Where all, so ravage is the right answer only. Whereas annoy means to make somebody angry, or distress means sorrow, extreme sorrow or extreme pain, extreme sorrow of extreme nature. That is what is distress means. Harass is to pressurize someone. Harass is to pressurize someone in negative sense. Pressurize, or we can also say it as intimidate. Intimidate someone. Okay, that is what is harass means. So the right answer is ravage, which means cause severe damage. Now the next one is we have to again find out the odd number letters or number pair from the given alternatives. The options are hurdles, disease, barrier, and obstacle. And the right answer is disease. Okay, as disease means sickness or illness of some kind. Okay, where a hurdle, all of these hurdle, barrier, and obstacle, all of them actually mean any kind of obstruction, any kind of obstruction, or we can also call it hindrance, any kind of obstruction or rather hindrance. All of these are hurdle, barrier, and obstacle are obstruction or hindrance of the nature or the interruption also. So the right answer is disease. That is the odd one out. Question number 59. The question is again the same. Find the odd number, letter, number pair on the given alternatives. The first one is option is rooster, buck, gander, and peahen. So the right answer is buck, because buck is a kind of a animal. Buck is a kind of a animal, and rest three things, that is rooster, gander, and peahen. These are all nothing but the birds, the type of birds they are. Okay, so the right answer, that is the odd one in the series, is your buck. Next one. Now, the next question is again of the same language. Find the odd number, letter, or number pair from the given alternatives. The words are fastidious, firm, grave, and agreeable. And the right answer is agreeable. It is a positive word, agreeable. Agreeable means something or somebody that is ready to agree. Okay, agreeable is someone or something that is ready to agree. That is agreeable. Whereas grave is something, a hole where the dead body is kept, where the dead body is kept. Okay, so that is a negative word. And firm, to be firm, is a positive word rather. And firm means to stand on an opinion, to stand on an opinion, or on any idea. Okay, that is what is firm means. Fastidious, fastidious means very concerned about anything. Fastidious is nothing but very much concerned, very careful, or very much concerned about something. That is what is fastidious. Fastidious means. So clearly, agreeable is completely different from all of the three things. So the right answer is agreeable, ready to agree. Next question. Okay, the next question is again the same thing, odd number, letters, number pair from the given alternatives. The options are soldier, barrack, principal, school, artist, troop, and singer, chorus. So if you take it, so the right answer should be principal dash school. Why it is so? Because all the soldiers lives in a barrack, and all the artists are part of a troupe or a group of artists. All the singers sometimes sing in a chorus, that is they sing in a group. So the first word is the individual, and the second word is the group of those individuals. In all these options, singer sing in chorus, artists are in troupe, and soldiers live in barrack. So the right answer is principal and school, because not more than one principal or two principal in a group live in a school. So the right answer, or the odd one, should be principal or school. Okay, let us go to the next question. Okay, so okay, question number 62. What he says, find the missing figure of the series from the given responses. Okay, so we have to identify what pattern is going on, like from first figure to this figure, whatever pattern has been followed or whatever changes has been done, the similar changes should have been done from here to here. And that in the same way, we have to find out the figure that should be coming in the question mark out of A, B, C, and D. Okay, let us just check what is happening from this figure, from this very figure to this very figure. Let us see what is happening. See, there is a triangle whose tip has been painted white. So if we see to this side, there is that triangle is also present where whose tip was painted white. And the next thing that was done was this triangle was the water image of this triangle had been taken. That is, this triangle had moved this way, and the tip was again painted obviously white. And then this triangle was moved inside the above triangle. This triangle was moved inside the above triangle, and the bottom line of the flipped triangle matches the bottom line of the painted portion. Okay, see, the bottom line of the flipped triangle matches with the bottom line of the painted side. So this is the pattern going on. So if we closely have a look at the figure for which we have to generate a new pattern, see the sides painted are the
left diagonals. Okay, the left vertices are the painted. If you can see this, left vertices have been painted. So obviously the option A is completely wrong, because here all the sides are, all the tips have been painted, so this cannot be right. Option D is also discarded because there is no tip that has been painted, so only option D is also discarded. So we have supposed to find out the answer in option B and option C only. Now we again follow the same pattern. This was the figure given to us. We are supposed to find out the water image first. If we do the water image, this particular paint goes to the right side diagonal. So this is what is happening in option C also. Okay, the tip painted on the left top corner has been gone to the tip painted on the bottom down corner. So this is only happening in option number C, that the one tip is painted on the left top corner and the another tip is painted on the bottom down corner. So option number C is the right thing that should replace the question mark figure. 63. Now, if you have a close look at it, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to find out what figure should come in place of this, that should match with the pattern that is being followed from this, and then this. So if we have a close look at this, these are just the English alphabets. If you notice, this is a K. If you notice the next one, this is nothing but a L. The next one is nothing but a M. So next one should be obviously K, L, M, then it has to be N. They all have been just rotated clockwise 90 degree. Okay, they all have been just rotated clockwise 90 degree to give the figures as given there. That's why this K looks like this L looks like this M looks like this, and this N, which should come here, should look like this. So we have to just match our option from this figure, and that matches with the option called as your this option called as C. This is the figure it matches with. Okay, so this is the right answer only, option C, which is nothing but a clockwise 90 degree shifted N. Okay, let us see the next question. Now, what are we supposed to do in this question is, we are supposed to find out which particular figure doesn't match with the option, the figure given in X. Okay, which of the figure doesn't match with the kind of rules created in the figure called as X. So what are we supposed to do? If you closely look at the figure X, there has been two dots placed. If you can see there, this is the first dot, this is the second dot. Two dots have been placed, and if you closely look at the position of these dots, the first dot has been this very dot has been placed, which is coming inside circle and rectangle only. This dot is coming just inside the circle and the rectangle only. Okay, this is how it has been drawn. Okay, this is how it has been done, so that this dot is coming just in the circle and rectangle. If we talk about the another dot, that another very dot is coming in both the things. If you have a closer look at this is how the figure has been drawn, and that very other dot has been pasted in a position where it should lie in all the three figures. That it is, if this is the location, it lies on all the three figures. If it lies in circle also, it lies in rectangle also, and lies in triangle also. So we have a situation in which two dots have to be placed. One dot should be placed in just circle and rectangle. Another dot should be placed in all three figures, that it should be part of circle, it should be part of a triangle, and it should also be the part of your rectangle. So we have to find out such figure out of A, B, C, and D, which gives us this flexibility to place two dots, one like this and another like this. If you have a closer look at this for question number 64, so it matches with option number D, because in option number D, first dot can be placed in circle and rectangle. If you have a closer look at this, you want to create a dot between circle and rectangle only. This is the position for the first dot. Okay, now this dot, wherever I have placed this dot, this is coming just under circle and rectangle, but it's not coming under triangle. So this is a rightly placed dot. If we talk about the second dot, that had to be in all the three figures, so that very second dot can be placed here. In this way, it will be coming in all the three. It will be coming in circle also, it will be coming in triangle also, it will be coming in rectangle also. Unlike the other options A, B, and C, we will not have two dots placed such that they fulfill these two conditions. So option B is the only right answer. 65. Now again, we have supposed to find out the same situation. There is a figure given in X. where a dot is placed, we have to give that very option as an answer, in which the location of the dot which has been created in figure X, that very situation or that very location can be found out in that figure also, which is going to be the answer figure out of A, B, C, and D. So let us have a quick look at this dot, where this dot is placed. If I want to redraw this is my circle they have taken, and this is how the triangle has gone. This is how the triangle has gone. And if we talk about rectangle, this is how the rectangle has been extracted. This is how they drawn the rectangle. Now this is the situation, and that dot has been created at a position where it lies between circle and triangle only. See the location, this is lying between circle and triangle only, but not on the rectangle part. So we have to find out or figure out of A, B, C, and D where we can have our dot placed such that it should be part of circle and triangle only. So if we have a closer look at this, we can see that option C is giving us that option, such that I have to place my dot in a position where it should lie only between circle and triangle. If I have a closer look at this, if I place my dot here, see, if I place my dot here, then it should be part of only circle and triangle, but not rectangle. But this feature is not available in all the other options. Okay, in other options, I cannot find a position where it is only becoming circle and part of triangle. In this one, circle and triangle are completely apart. In this one, circle and triangle are giving a common portion which is part of rectangle also. So this cannot be the right answer. In D option, circle and triangle have to be giving a place where the dot can be placed. It should not be part of rectangle. That is also not happening. So option C is the right answer, where the dot is placed, have a position where a dot is placed between circle and triangle only. Now, same situation, the figure X, the rule created by figure X should be followed in either of A, B, C, or D. What is the rule created? The placing of dot. See the first dot. The first dot has been placed between between the triangle and the circle, but it is not touching the quad part. It's not touching the rectangle part. Okay, this is my triangle. If I see the triangle, this is how the triangle goes. And if I try to follow the circle out of it, this is the circle created. This is the circle created, and the rectangle has been drawn away from this portion. This is how the rectangle has been drawn. Now the dot is placed here. So clearly the dot is part of just the circle and the triangle. So this is the first dot, part of circle and triangle. Another dot has been created at a very position which is part of just the circle. Okay, another dot has been created here which is just the part of only circle. No rectangle touching, no triangle touching, no rectangle touching. So the two dots should be such that one dot should be between triangle and circle, and one dot should be only part of circle. Where can we find this situation out of A, B, C, and D? Let us just find out. If you look at option number C closely, then there is a position given in which we can create the dot and it will be part of only triangle and circle. If you have a closer look at this, to become part of just the triangle and the circle, this is the location. Have this position, have a look at this position. This is the dot position where it can be only part of triangle and circle. Okay, and another dot should have been created at a place which is part of just the circle, not anything else. So we can have this location. We can have this location where it is just part of the only the circle. So these are the two dots created, one at a position between triangle and circle, which was this, and another at just the circle part. So that is called as option number C. So option C is the right answer. Now again, there's a dot situation. The figure X says the first dot should be part of all the three figures, the circle also, the triangle also, and the rectangle also. This is the first dot. If you have a closer look at this, let me redraw this for you also. This is the bigger triangle. And then there is a rectangle created. This is the rectangle that has been created. And the circle goes from very inside and away from it. The circle grows from very inside and then away from it also. Okay, this is the figure that has been drawn in part of X. Now the first dot has been placed, that is the part of rectangle and triangle only. This is the location of the first dot. Okay, this is the first dot, and the second dot has been created at a position where it is part of all three. This is the second dot created. Okay, so now I have to find out a figure which is available out of A, B, C, and D, where I can place both of my dot, one at just part of triangle and rectangle, another should be just part of all the three figures. Okay, where can I find this thing for question number 67 is option D. Look at that. If I want to place my first dot, which has to be part of just triangle and rectangle, so it has to be this. This is should be the location. Watch out carefully. This should be the location of the first dot, where it is part of just the triangle and the triangle and the rectangle, not part of anything else. If I talk about dot number two has been part of the place where it is part of all the three figures given, geometrical figures given. So if I want to place my second dot, obviously I can place my second dot at this location, because this location can be part of all three, circle also, rectangle also, and the triangle also. So the right answer is option number D, which is containing both type of dots. 68. Now again another dot question. Whatever situation is has been created by figure X, that has to be followed. Okay, what is figure X? Let us try to redraw. There is a rectangle drawn, then there is a circle being drawn from the little higher side. This is the circle that has been drawn, and then there is a rectangle that is going and then this rectangle is going out like this, and then this going back. This is how the triangle has been created. This is the very figure given. Now the first dot is placed, which is part of just the triangle and the circle. This is where the first dot has been placed. The second dot is placed at a position where this circle, triangle, and rectangle, all three are present. This is the location of the second dot. So these are the two dots which option figure has is giving us the offer, where I can see the location of first and second. The first dot should be part of just the circle and triangle, where I can see that for question number 68. If you see look at the option number D, there has to be first dot between circle and triangle only. So this is my circle and this is my triangle, and it should not be a part of quadrilateral or the rectangle rather. So this is the location I can see. Okay, look at the location, this option number one, the dot number one. If this is the location, we can see that this is the location in which the dot will be part of just the circle and the triangle. This is what we wanted, just the circle and the triangle. If I talk about dot number two should be part of all three, where I can place my dot number two. So obviously I can place my dot number two here. Okay, here it will be part of everything, circle also, triangle also, and rectangle also. So option number D is giving me both the choices of placing the dot rightly. So option number D is right. 69. Now what I'm supposed to do in this is, each of the question out of the four figures A, B, C, and D, three figures are similar in certain manner. However, one figure is not like them. Okay, not like the other three. So we have to actually find the odd one out in terms of the figures. So let us have a close look at all these four options given to me. Okay, if I have a closer look at this, option number A. So this kind of a figure has been created, which is nothing but, if you have a closer look at this, which is nothing but the mirror image of R. Isn't that? If I talk about option number C, what is that? If I have a closer look at this is nothing but a mirror image of my Q. Look at this carefully. This is nothing but the mirror image of my Q. If I look at option number D, this is nothing but the mirror image of is S. Look at this. This is the mirror image. Okay, so all the options A, C, and D are the mirror images of the English alphabets, except for B, which is not creating any mirror image. So what should be the right answer, which is the odd one? Odd one is option number B, because it's not in any mirror image of the English alphabet. Question number 70. Now what I'm supposed to do, each of the following question out of four figures, this three are similar in a certain manner. However, one figure is not like them. So again, I have to find out the odd one out. If I have a closer look at question number 70, option A, option B, option C, option D. So what pattern I can understand is that there is an outside figure. This is the outside figure if in option A, and this is the inside figure. Outside figure has got 6 sides. Okay, if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So outside figure has got 6 sides. And what about the inside figure? Inside figure is just this. How many sides does it have? Only 4. So the outside figure is having 6 sides, and the inside figure is having 4 sides, or it is a 4-sided polygon rather. If I look at option number C, again it is happening the same thing. What is happening in option number D? Option number D is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 sides outside. And how many sides inside? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 sides inside. So what I can understand is that outside figure should have more sides than the inside figure. Now, what is happening in your C? Outside has got 1, 2, 3, and 4 sides. In option number C, I am having outside four-sided polygon, or four sides rather. And what's happening in inside? Inside, I can find how many is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rather. So I am having 6 side in the inside figure. So this seems to be a wrong one. Let me verify the option B also. In option B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides outside, and inner there is a triangle. So there is 3 side inside. So this is also following the same pattern as being followed in option number A and D. So what should be becoming wrong is option number C, because that is only figure in which the outer figure has got lesser number of sides than the inner figure. Okay, so option C becomes the odd one out. So that is the right answer, option number C. 71. Now, we have to again do the same thing. There are four options given. I have to find out which one is not like the other three. Okay, three should be following any pattern. The fourth one should be an exception. We have to highlight and we have to give that as a right answer only. So let's have a closer look at this. If I see option number A, option number B, option number C, option number D, one thing I can be sure of, that in all the option B, C, and D, there is one dot that is outside from both the figures given. There are two dots in all the A, B, C, D figures, but there is one dot. There's one dot that is always outside from both the figures. In option number B, this is that dot which is outside from both the figures. In option number C, this is that dot which is away from both the figures. And in option number D, this is that dot which is away from both the figures. But in option number A, there is no dot which is outside the both geometrical figures. Both the dots are lying inside both geometrical figures only. One dot is lying inside triangle and circle, another dot is lying inside circle. There's no dot available outside both of them. So option number A has to be the right answer. That is the odd one out, because it is not giving me a chance where I can place my dot outside from the both geometrical figures, unlike the other three. Now, in this question, what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to find a figure which will continue the same series established by the 5 problem figures. Okay, there is a series, there's a pattern going on from A to B, sequentially, then C, then sequentially D, then sequentially E. I have to find out the same pattern followed in the next figure out of A, B, C, or D, which is giving me the right sequence after E. That's what I'm supposed to find out. So if I have a closer look at A, B, C, and D, let us find out what is happening in A. There's a hollow circle at this face, then there is a filled circle on the top face, and then there is a triangle on the right face. Okay, now what is happening in B? The triangle has come at the front one, the hollow circle has gone on the top, and the filled circle has gone on the right side. So how it has happened? Say earlier it was like this was on the front, this was on the top, and this was on the triangle. If I just try to rotate this, rather if I try to rotate this clockwise, so my triangle should come at the center, my hollow circle should go up, and the filled circle should come here. That's what is happening in option number B. If I again have a clockwise rotation of this, the triangle should go on the top, this hollow circle should come here, and the uh, triangle should go on the top, the hollow circle should come here, so the filled circle should come here, and that's what is happening. Okay, if I again do a clockwise, the dot should go on the top. Let me write here only. The dot should go on the top, full circle should go on the top, filled circle, and triangle should come on here, and the hollow circle should come here. That's what is happening in option number D. This is C, this is B, this is A. Option number E. Now the hollow circle should go on the top, the filled circle should come here, and the right triangle, the triangle rather, should go like this. So this is again rotated. This is what is happening in option E. So what should come next? The triangle should go up, the hollow circle should come down here, and the filled circle should go here. If keep on moving in the clockwise direction, this should happen. So whichever figure is matching with this thing should be my right answer. So the option called as C. If I look at C, this is doing me the same figure as this, the dot on the front, the triangle on the upside, and the hollow circle on the right side. So option number C is my right answer, which is matching the pattern given. Now, among which will continue the same series established. So the same thing we have to follow again. Whatever the A is sequentially connected to B is connected to C, D, and E. So in the right sequence, in the right pattern, what should become F as a figure that we have to choose out of A, B, C, and D. So if you have a closer look at question number 73, we will be able to understand. Let us follow the arrow first. If you see the arrow from A to B, the arrow has moved anti-clockwise 90 degree. The arrow was here and that is moved here. That is anti-clockwise 90 degree. Okay. In the next from B to C, the arrow has again moved 45 degree this time. Watch out here. The arrow has come down here. That is 45 degree movement anti-clockwise again. And if you have a this look, see the arrow has come down again 90 degree. Okay. Or we can say it has come down from northeast to northwest. That is complete 90 degree rotation again anti-clockwise. And the next figure, it has gone 45 degree anti-clockwise again. So how does the arrow move? It moves 90 degree, then 45 degree, then again 90 degree, then again 45 degree. So in the next move, it should move 90 degree. And what direction they move? They move anti-clockwise. They move like this. This arrow is moving anti-clockwise following this pattern. So next time it should move 90 degree anti-clockwise. That should be the move of the arrow. And let us establish the move of this figure inside given, which is looking like this. How does this move? If you see from option number A to option number B, it has moved from this location that is facing east to started moving towards southeast. Look at this orientation. It was earlier in east direction and now it is southeast direction. So we can say it has moved 45 degree clockwise. In the next move from B to C, it has moved from south facing southeast to facing southwest. So we can say it has moved now 90 degree again clockwise. Then if you see 45 degree again clockwise, then again if you see 90 degree again clockwise. So in the fourth move, it should move 45 degree clockwise. Okay, so what should it become? Which one it is matching with? Question number 73, it matches with option C, where this your arrow should have come down, making a 90 degree move finally. Okay, and this your inside this figure should become like this. So this is what is happening in option number your C only. So the right answer is option number C. It matches like this, and this is the pattern going on. So option C is the right answer. Now, again, we have to find out something. Select a figure from which amongst the answer figures, which will continue to the same series. So this is a series question in terms of visual reasoning. So let's have a closer look at A, B, C, D, and E so that we can find out what should come F as a next figure out of option A, B, C, or D. So what is happening from A to B? See, if I take this as the front and this as the last, okay, let me take this as the head. Take this as the face or the head, and let me take this as the tail. Okay, so what is happening? The leading figure out of them, the leading sign out of them is plus. From A to B, this plus has been moved towards tail. Look at this. Earlier, this plus was leading from the left hand, and as a part of head. In the next move, it has become the part of the tail, or we can say whatever was the first sign has been moved to the last sign. Again, in the option number B, the first sign becomes minus. In option number C, it has become the last sign, moved behind plus. Again, in option number C, in figure number C, the first sign was triangle. In figure number D, it has moved as the last sign. In figure number D, the sign the leading sign was your square. In option number E, it has become the last sign. So what should come in place of after the E? The first sign now becomes filled circle. So this filled circle should become the last sign. That means the filled circle should come here. Then ahead of that should be the rectangle that was already there. Then there was a triangle already there. Then there was a minus. Then there was a plus. Then there was a hollow circle. And this filled circle has been placed here. In place of this, it has been placed here. So what is it matching with? Let me see quickly. So it is matching with the option called as option number D. Yes, it matches with the option number D. See, exactly same. So answer is option number D. Okay. Now, question number 75. What are we supposed to do? Select a figure from the amongst the answer which will continue the same series. Again, the same series to be established. Let us have a closer look at the figure given in A, B, C, D, and E, and try to establish the logic that has to be followed in option number F. What's happening? So let me break this pattern into two things. There is a small figure like this. I'll follow the pattern of this first, and then I'll move to the next one. Okay, let us see this. What is this doing here? So the in the very first option A, it was like this. In option A, it was like this. Then in option B, in the figure B, it has become like this. In figure C, it has become like this. In figure D, it has become like this. And figure E, it has again become like this. So what is it doing? If you have a closer look at this actually moves 90-degree clockwise. Isn't that? If this moves 90-degree clockwise, then this particular line should come like this, and this particular line should come like down. And that's what is happening in option number B. There's a movement of 90-degree clockwise. If you have a closer look at this, then again, if you see from B to C, it is again a 90-degree clockwise movement. Look at this to this line has been moved like this 90-degree clockwise, and this particular horizontal line has been moved like this 90-degree clockwise again. So every time it is just making a 90-degree clockwise movement. If you have a closer look, so if you want to make this also rotate 90-degree clockwise, what will become with this? So this figure will all obviously will be becoming this will be becoming like your this in the next shape. Okay, so this particular part has been solved, that whatever option is the right one, that has to have the inside figure as like this, looking like this. Now let us have another thing that is part of this. If you want to draw this once again, this is how the first figure has drawn the pattern. Like this is a straight line. Okay, let me recorrect this. This is how it has gone. This is like this, then it is goes like this, then it goes like this, comes down, and the here is a L there. Now, from this is available in option A. What is available in option B? If I have a closer look, this is like this, then this, then there is a M drawn, then there is like this. So what has been changed from here to here? If you have a closer look at this, if you have a closer look at this, you will notice that in the figure number A, you had this part which has been deleted and has been placed here as the last. It has been deleted from here and has been placed here, or we can say it has been deleted from the last and has been placed at the front. Okay, if from here to here you want to see the next thing, what's happening in the next thing is the figure looks like this. There's an M like that, and then it goes M like that, and then it is stopped like this. So what has been changed from figure number B to C? If you have a closer look at this, what is happening from B to C, that this very yes, this very thing has been moved. No, this is like this only. This very line which was part of B has been shifted to here, that it has been shifted from last to front. So what is happening in the outer pattern is the last segment, the last line segment has been joined back to the first line segment, and it keeps on continuing. So what is the last figure available in E? Let me draw that only, and then we can understand how he has done that. Goes like this, then it goes down, it goes like this, and it goes down. This is the figure E, and the next move has to be made. So if you have a closer look at this, the next move should have what? The last line should be replaced by the first line. The last line is this, and it has to come down as the first line. So it should look like somewhere you're close to your this. Okay, it should come look like this. So this is what is happening. This one should be happening with the option number C only. Okay, the inner segment should become like this, and that's what is becoming in option number C. And the outer segment should have a this line, and this is happening in option number C only, that this line is present. So the right answer is option number C. That should fill the same series as the next one.
Let me go to the English section, that is question number 76. Okay. So in question number 76, before that, we'll have to read a paragraph. Okay, so there is a paragraph or the reading comprehension based question it is. So in this type of question, we need to first read the paragraph that is given to us. And depending on the understanding and depending on the information given on the paragraph, we are supposed to answer the questions as followed. So let us read the following. What is that? Read the following passage and answer the questions given after it. Dr. Carver was an American Negro slave. Slave means one who follows the order of his master, who by dint of his ability became a scientist. Here the word dint has come. Dint, the word dint means let's say light stroke. The word of dint means light stroke. The light stroke or by a weapon. Light stroke by a weapon. That is what is dint means. Light stroke by a weapon which cause dents in a metal. That cause dents in a metal. That is what is dint mean. So here it means who by dint of his ability became a scientist, because and that means that by his struggle he became a scientist and educator of worldwide fame. A national monument has now been erected to honor him. This monument has been built at his birthplace at the United States of America. Carver's life was achieved and achievements prove the American saying, "You can't keep a great man down." So he worked hard so much that he nurtured his talent and became a great scientist and educator later on in his later life. From childhood, he showed qualities which gave promises of genius. Since his childhood, there was a sign of being a genius in him. He would get up before sunrise to study the wonders of nature before the break of dawn in the east. So he used to get up very early in the morning. His guardians wanted to educate him, but were too poor to do so. So he left home. He was hardly 10 when he began to work at small jobs to earn little money for his school expenses. So he really worked hard to pay for his school expenses. He continued to do so even when he was at college. Thus, he passed his MSc examination and became a professor. There, he wrote several books on science subjects. His chief desire was to the greatest good to the greatest number of people. This was his greatest desire. He wanted to serve for people or the society. He left all his life saving to found scholarship for research in agriculture chemistry. He was so much of a kind-hearted person. He knew this research was bound to benefit farmers all over the world. Though world famous, he never felt proud of his discovery. So we can say that he was a humble person who never felt that he is so big and so a great scientist, such a great scientist. I discovered nothing, he once said. I am God's agent, the instrument through which he works. So he was such a kind-hearted and a humble gentleman. So let us go to the questions. So the first question is, what can you say about the early life of Dr. Carver? So let us read the option. He was born with a silver spoon. No, the term "born with a silver spoon" means he was born with too much facilities. He was given too much facilities when he was in his earlier stage, which is not true for our this passage. So this cannot be a right answer. Next, he was brought up in an orphanage. Nowhere in the passage it has been mentioned that he was an orphan or he was brought up in an orphanage. So this cannot be the right answer. He had to struggle a lot as his parents were poor. This seems to be the right answer only because in the passage itself there has been mentioned that he had to struggle a lot because his parents were not able to uh, pay the expenses of his study. So this is the right answer only. Option called as C. Go to the next question. Next question is on the same paragraph, they are asking which of the following statements show that he was a great lover of mankind. So if you read the paragraph carefully, we can understand that his chief desire, look at this line, his chief desire was to do the greatest good of the greatest number of people. So that proves that he was a great lover of mankind. He offered charitable service to the poor. Nowhere in the paragraph it is mentioned. His desire to do the greatest good to the greatest number of people. That is what we have mentioned also in the paragraph, and this is the right answer only. Next question. Next question is find out the statement that he was humble. A humble person is someone who is not very much proud over the achievement that he has achieved, and he's a down to earth person. Another synonym of humble can be understood as down to earth, who are not very much proud of the achievements, okay, who remains humble. So let us read the option. He never felt proud of his discovery. There were in the line also it is mentioned he never felt proud of his discovery. So this is the right answer only. This is what shows that he was down to earth or a humble person. Okay, let us go to the next question. The next question says we are supposed to, okay, the question says we are supposed to find a word that is opposite in the meaning of the given word. The given word was profane, so we have to find out the opposite or the antonym. The another word for opposite is the antonym of the given word. So the word is profane and the right answer is sacred, because the word profane actually means, the profane actually means a, a person who is not that much, uh, profane means a person who is not into worship of God, who doesn't believe too much in the God. So sacred is something that is related to the religion, or the that is related to the religion or the religious activities rather. So the exact opposite of profane should be sacred only. Okay. Otherwise, artless is a person who doesn't know any art, can't sing, who can't dance, who doesn't have any kind of talent or art. That is an artless person. So that cannot be opposite of profane. Rigid is someone who is very headstrong, who's very headstrong on his action or on his thought process. Aspersion is another word. Aspersion means an attack on the reputation or integrity of someone. The aspersion means an on the integrity, attack on the integrity of a person. Okay, so this has no connection with the opposite of profane. Profane is a person who is not believing in the God. So the right answer, the right opposite of that should be sacred. So sacred is the right answer. Now select the word which means the opposite of the given word. We are again supposed to find out the opposite. The word is obligatory. The word is obligatory. The word obligatory means compulsory. If you know the meaning of this, the word obligatory means compulsory. Compulsory. Something that is compulsory, that has to happen, or we can also call it as mandatory. That is what is obligatory means. Compulsory or mandatory, required, whose opposite. So the opposite of obligatory should be something that is not mandatory, something that is not compulsory. And the answer of this is voluntarily. Voluntarily is something, if you have a choice, you want to do that, that is called as I am doing it voluntarily. If I want to participate in an event, I have to give a choice that I want to participate. So that's what will be called as my voluntarily choice. So there is no compulsion over me. So the exact opposite of the word obligatory is voluntarily. Next. So the next question is, we are supposed to find out the opposite of the given word obscure. Okay. So the word obscure, the right answer of the word obscure is the right opposite of the word obscure is clear. Obscure is something which is not very much clear. Okay, the meaning of the word obscure is something that is not clear. So the right opposite of this thing should be clear. Otherwise, suitable is something else. Apt, the word apt means appropriate. That is something exactly made for the same situation. That is called as apt. Thalamus, if we talk about thalamus, is something related to the human anatomy. Human anatomy. That this word is related to human anatomy, especially related to the brain. So this has no connection with the opposite of obscure or not clear or clear. So the right answer is clear. That is the right answer. Clear is the answer. Okay. Next question is, see the word which means the opposite of the given word. Again, we have to find out the opposite. The word is mutual. Okay. The question is, the word is mutual. So the word mutual is used to describe feelings that two or more people have for each other. It describes feeling that two or more people have, two or more people for each other, have for each other. That is what is called as mutual. So the right word for the right opposite of mutual, the word mutual should be the the right opposite of the word mutual is reciprocal. The right opposite of the word mutual is reciprocal. Okay, because the word reciprocal means, Okay. Okay. Let us go to the next question. 84. Say the word which means the opposite of the given evident. The question is evident. So we are actually supposed to find out the synonym of this, not opposite of this. The word called as evident. The synonym of evident is something that is quite clear. The synonym of the word evident is something that is quite clear. So that is the right answer. But the word prominent means something that is major, majorly something happening. Seen is that can be seen easily. Observed is something that can be observed. So the right synonym of the word evident is quite clear. Next question. Question number 85. We need to have the para for that. So let us see the para here. So here we are supposed to read this particular paragraph. In the following passage, there are some numbered blanks. Fill in the blanks by selecting the most appropriate word for each blank from the given options. So here the numbers are given and we are supposed to pick up the right word for each number. So first is question number 85. So we have to fill this particular blank of 85 by using any of the word from these options. So let's read the line. In tropical countries, certain crops are grown dash the year. So it should not be along, it should not be over, it should be throughout the year. That is, it is grown from very first month to the last month of the year, and the word associating the same thing is throughout. So the right answer is throughout the year. Let's see the next question. Question number 86. We are supposed to fill the gap that is there in this particular number 86. So we have question number 86. The line is those countries have dash rainfall for the crops, and the right answer is sufficient. Those countries have sufficient rainfall so that the crops can grow easily. That is becoming the right answer. Okay, let us go to the next one. Now, the next line is they also have plenty of sunshine what dash the crops. They also have plenty of sunshine that dash the crops, and the right answer is rippens. Rippens is something ready to let's say ready to cook, or if it is a fruit we can say ready to eat. If it is a vegetable we can say ready to cook. If it is a fruit we can say ready to eat. So as per the object we can say the right word is rippens. Okay, it cannot be opens, it cannot be gathers, it cannot be destroys, it can be only rippens. So that is going to be the right answer of this question. Let us move to the next one. Now, the next line says more food than is dash can be grown in these places. More food than is dash can be grown on these places, and the right answer is required. So more food than is required, as much is required, we can grow more on these places because of sufficient water availability. So the right answer becomes required. Next questions. 89. So the last line says, but there are other countries in the world where it is dash to grow crops. There, because the word but has been used, so that it has to be a negative sense than the earlier. In the earlier, it was sufficient water. Now he's saying, but there are other countries. So as the word but suggests, there has to be a negative one. So, but there are other countries in the world where it is dash to grow crops. So the right answer becomes difficult. We will not say impossible, because generally it is believed that nothing is impossible. So we will just not write impossible, we'll just write difficult to grow such crops. So that is going to be the right answer. Next question. Now, what we have to do in this one? So as it suggests that we have to find out the idiom. These are the idioms. These are the idioms given, or idioms or phrases given to us, and we have to explain the meaning of idioms of these phrases. The first idiom that is given to us is man of letters. What do we call a man of letter to? Okay, the man of letter refers to a person who is very learned, Okay, a man of letter is a person who is very learned. So that is going to be the right answer. Somebody who has studied to a very high standards, who is postgraduate, who is even more, who are more educated than the postgraduate. That's what is considered to be a learned person. A highly educated person also can be the synonym. So that is the right answer, a learned person. Next question. Question number 91. Again, we have to find out the meaning of the idiom or the phrases given. And the idiom given to us is all Greek. And the right answer for the idiom all Greek is totally unintelligible. Okay, right answer of this idiom is totally unintelligible. Somebody who is not able to understand anything, somebody is not even educated, somebody who is not even intellectual, doesn't understand anything. That's what is all Greek refers to. That is totally unintelligible. That is the right answer. Next question. Now, again, we have to figure out the meaning of the idiom given to us. This time around, the idiom given to us is a live wire. A live wire is a person who is full of complete energy, full of energy. Or another synonym of this word energy can be enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Okay, this is going to be the another synonym of the word called as energy. And the person who is full of energy is also called as enthusiastic. Okay, the word is enthusiastic. So that can be the synonym of a person who is referred to as a live wire. And that what is going to be the right answer, person who is full of energy. Next question. Now, another idiom has been given to us. We have to make the meaning. Answer the idiom is writing on the wall. And the right answer of this writing on the wall is an event indicating impending danger. Option number B, an event indicating impending danger. That is a coming danger. Okay, if there event happens that predicts or that forecast that the future in the future there is a danger coming, that's what is the writing on the wall means. Here the word impending, we need to know the meaning of impending also, because in synonyms somewhere it can come in any of the exams. So the word impending means forthcoming, something that is to come in the coming future. Okay, something that may come in a near future. That is word impending means forthcoming. Okay, so that is what is the right answer. Now, another idiom that we have to code, fool's paradise. Fool's paradise. The right answer is a state of illusory happiness. That is the right answer. State of illusory happiness. Here the word illusory means related to illusion. Okay, the word illusory means related to illusion. Now, what is illusion? Some confusion that is created. Okay, what is illusion? If there is confusion created, we call it as a illusion has been created. Okay, so a person who lives in a illusory or in a confusing or in a fictitious, okay, an imaginary happiness of in his mind only, is said to have referred as a fool's paradise. Okay, so that is what is the right answer. Now, another idiom that has been given to us is nip in the bud. And the right answer of nip in the bud is destroy in the beginning. Okay, if you make any plan, if you make any plan to execute, and somebody of a negative mindset destroys your plan in the very beginning, so we can call it as that he has nipped in the bud to our plan. He has nipped in the bud to our plan. Okay, so this is what is the right meaning. Now, what we have to do, we have to spell the right word. Okay, so these are the options given, and the right answer is option C, proprietary. That is the right spelling, proprietary. And we let's just take the meaning of proprietary also. Meaning of proprietary is related to ownership. Something related to ownership. Okay, something related to ownership. That is what is word proprietary means, related to ownership. Okay, we can say an example, a company has got a proprietary rights on this land. So that means the company has got the ownership of this land. That is the right spelling. Next question. In each of the following question, correctly spelled word, the correctly spelled word is rehearsal. That is the right answer. This is the correct spelling of rehearsal. As you all know, rehearsal means pre-practice. The word rehearsal means pre-practice. If you want to participate in any event, if you want to participate in any sport, so you need a pre-practice. So whatever pre-practice you do before the event, if you practice, that practices can also be referred to as the rehearsal of the program. Next question. Now, the next one is millionaire, and the right spelling of the word millionaire is this? Option B, millionaire. Okay, millionaire refers to a unit of quantity, and for a general knowledge purpose, we can write it as 1 million is equal to 10 lakh. 1 million is equal to 10 lakh. So now if it is referring to rupees, so 1 million rupees is equal to 10 lakh rupees. If it's referring to people, 1 million people is equal to 10 lakh people, and so on. We can understand. So this is the right spelling. That is the right answer. Next question. Now, in each of the following, choose the correctly spelled word, and the correctly spelled word is fascist. That is the right answer. Fascist. Fascist is a person who believes in fascism. Fascist is a person who believes in fascism. Person who believes in fascism. Now, what is fascism? Fascism is a way of governing, way of governing, way of governing as a dictator. Way of governing as a dictator. If somebody wants to grow to govern a country, governing a country or a nation in a dictatorial way, that he wants to dictate and he becomes the dictator of the whole country. Whatever he says will be followed, whatever he makes as a law will be followed as a law. So that person is called as dictator. That can be understood in a negative sense. So the people who believe in this kind of a system of a governance, that is fascism system, is said to as referred as fascist. That is the meaning, and that is the right spelling. Next question. Now, the correctly spelled word we have to define is legendary, and the right answer is option B, legendary. Okay, if you talk about the meaning of legendary, there can be multiple synonym of legendary. The word heroic, somebody referred to as hero, is also legendary. Another synonym of legendary is ancient, something which is very old. Okay, in terms of culture. And another synonym of this word can be famous. Okay, if somebody is very much famous, that is also referred to as legendary. Another synonym of this word can be celebrated. Okay, if there is an event or there is a person who is celebrated a lot, who is of great respect, is also referred to as legendary in terms of a long time. So these are the synonyms, and this is the right spelling.